Right. Good afternoon. Hope that you all are fine. Especially now, I think 2025 people have improved their mental skill or mental mentality simply, uh, so that now you are capable, right? Now you are changing your mind. Yes, we have the exam. Now we have to prepare. Then I experience most based on your feedback, most of the children. Now your morale, now your courages have been increased than the day you got the message that exam has been postponed. Right? Am I correct? Right. So today we are going through the YouTube link only since we don't have proper class sessions going on. Then you all can give your responses through the YouTube chat room. That's okay. Uh, then I think you all are in that manner, right? Is it? Just say that. If you are fine, if you are on the track now, and you have the mentality to say that yes, we are on the track. So we are having the target of going for a better work than what we had, since we have only ICT available, right? So I know that, I heard that many of you have that confidence, so that definitely you can go for a better achievement at the end, right? So still we have enough time. So we have 3 more weeks to go. So during that time you can do a big job, I know that. So everyone can go for unexpected results than the scheduled time, right? If the exam was there in the scheduled time, you may have some expected things, right? I may go for this grade, but now unexpectedly you can boost your value. So then definitely you all go for that one, and I'm wishing you get the courageous, get the confidence to be in that level. Right. Now we'll go into the paper today. So then when I'm making the paper today, again I added many more concepts in our database. Hopefully it is covering almost all the areas in our database chapter. We all know that database is a quite considerable area for our final paper. Therefore, according to that concept, we have covered the ER diagram part as well as the normalization part, SQL part, focusing on to the second paper question as well as the MCQs that I expected. Still, I have selected the 2023 and 24 past papers regarding the database chapter, and added many more questions than a normal paper covering the entire chapter. Also the Python part. Again, I didn't target the Python writing paper, essay question, but Python MCQs. We know that there are lots of MCQs in Python, including flowcharts as well. So targeting onto that, I have created those questions. Hope that you might have done them, and we'll go through the discussion to see how would it be. Right, then hope that the people have been joined, so we can start the discussion. We'll start from the first question. So in the MCQ paper, so our first question goes from the goes from the MCQ part, which is covering the pseudocode section. Right. So regarding the pseudocode, this is giving a certain description. You know that. Now we need. It says that read the following description to answer the questions 1 and 2. First 2 questions. Then the school library reservation system. This is a library reservation system. Is developed to allow students and teachers to reserve the study rooms. Then hopefully in our schools there would be a yes, in our schools there would be the rooms dedicated to do the studies, right? So in that manner, this study room is going to be reserved according to the demand. So then by that time reservation is limited, each reservation is limited to 1 hour. Teachers can reserve rooms free of charge. Now there's a important thing, teachers can reserve the rooms for free of charge, while students must pay a small fee. If it is a student, they have to pay a certain amount regarding the reservation. And then reservations are made using the NIC number of the teachers and admission number of the students. If it is a student, admission number. If it is a teacher, it's going to be an NIC. Right. Then identify verification is done at the library entrance. Right. Then identity verification. So the person's identity is verified at the entrance after the reservation. Right. The algorithm used to reserve the reservation process is shown below with blanks A to D. Right. Now we have to detect what those right. Which of the following contains a suitable replacement for the above blanks? Right. Now we have to identify what they are. Right. Now regarding that, we'll see. We begin. Right. So then, when you are going to begin it, it says what to do. Then, if the user requests reservation, then things are to be done. If the user is a student, then do this, and then this thing. Right. According to the description, if it is a student, they say that student has to pay a certain amount, whereas teachers are free to do the reservation. Right. Now, D has to be related to something like payment. That's fine. Right. And then I'll just zoom down this. Right. Then we can yes, now we can see the entire answers even, right? Okay, now we'll just cover this is something regarding the payment. Now in our answers, the first question, first answer, A is some B, B, C, D. D is complete the payment. Now hopefully D has to be the payment, then D is not, then skip the payment, no, skip the payment, get the admission number. From that point we can just find the answer directly. Right. So then if it is a student, it is like that. If I go through this, A says that display the available study rooms. Harini? Initially to do the reservation, they must list them. Our usual order is they should list these are the study rooms available. And then B, get the date and time. So from the user, it should reach what date, what time is to be reserved. And then C, get the NIC number to do the reservation. Now if it is student, do the payment. Now confirm and update the records. That's it. Right. So then for the first one, no issue. Answer is going to be the first one. Very easy. So question number 1, answer is 1. Right. Then you are moving into the question number 2. Which of the following statements about the above library reservation system presents non-functional requirement? Right. Now the non-functional requirements. So what are non-functional requirements? Non-functional requirements are the features. Right. So regarding features, what features are to be covered? Now in this case, the system should allow users to reserve the study room for 1 hour. They have said that the reservation is only for 1 hour. Is that a non-functional requirement or functional? It's a function, and the software has to be made, the particular software has to be made with the requirement of allowing 1 hour reservation. So then that's a functionality of the system, that's an operation of the system. It's a functional requirement. Fine. And then the second one, the system should verify the identity of the users. Right. So then the system should verify the identity of the users at the library entrance. So identity of the users has to be verified. That means it should identify who it is. That is, another functional requirement, isn't that? A functionality to detect who it is. Then the system should prevent overlapping reservations. Then when there's a certain room, one student is booking that, another student should not allow to book it. That's the functionality of the system, still going to be a functional requirement. Then the fourth one, the system should respond to reservation request within reasonable time. So whenever someone is going to do the reservation, the response time is going to be considerably minimum. And response time is completely talking about the delay. And isn't this going to be the non-functional requirement as they expected? Yes, right. Then for the second one, answer is going to be the fourth, the non-functional requirement. That is going to be the fourth. The system should respond reservation request within a reasonable time. It says that question number 3 says, consider the following relations about a lecturer who is employed by the university. This is regarding the lecturer. Okay. Lecturer number, this is a relation, that means a table. Lecture NIC, lecture email, department number. Now those values are given, what they represent. That's fine. Which of the following are correct? Then they want the correct statement. Lecture number can be the primary key as well as the candidate key. Right. Now according to this relation, the table, lecture number, lecture NIC, lecture name and the email. Now here we understand that lecture number is unique. They have said it, right? Lecture number is unique lecturer number. Then this can be selected as a primary key. Even NIC's identity card number, that's also unique. So then this is unique. Even the NIC is also unique. And now what is the situation here? We can select NIC of the lecturer as well as lecture number as primary keys. Why? This is unique, even this is unique. Right? So if I am to consider that here we have the lecture table, there we have the lecture number, then we have the lecture NIC, then lecture name, what is the other one? Lecture name, email and department number. Email as well as department. Now when you go for the data table having the data, now the indication is lecture number a unique color, they said it, right? And L001, then L002 for the second person, L003, they are unique. That's the imagination. Now I know that everyone is fit with this, but just to go from the simpler level. Then NIC is still unique for everyone. Right? And sometimes depending on their birthday, it starts, say that 78, 5, 5, whatever thing. Then 82, 3, 3, something like that. Then again, these are going to be unique. Right. Then in that manner, this is still going to be unique. The name may be anything. Nimal, Kamal, even another lecturer called as Nimal. Then email still going to be unique, hopefully. Right. Then department where they are working, say that the computer science, whatever the computer department, even anything, right? Animal science, anything depends. Ehenang, if this is the data table, we can select lecture number as the primary key. That's professionally. Also, you can select NIC of the lecture still as the unique value. Still fine. Then just above the keys now, a revision. Right? What are the type of keys available in our databases? Nikam matak karan. One key is called as super key. Matakada? What is a super key? Super key is a column or yes, I'll go to the next page. First one is super key. Right? So super key is a column that means field, or a set of columns where they produces the uniqueness. Where they produce the uniqueness, that's a super key. So in our this table, we can go for super keys as lecture number. And we can select lecture number as the super key. Then even NIC, another super key. Tava lecture number as well as lecture name. Still going to be unique. ඊළඟට lecture NIC, even lecture name, email, anything. Lecture name, even department. So you can remember now. So super key means a column or a combination of columns to maintain the uniqueness. So in a table we have lots of super keys available. ඒ කතාව හරි. Then we go for the other keyword. What is it called as? Candidate key. මතකද? What is candidate key then? What is candidate key? So candidate key is the minimal super key. Am I correct? Minimal super key. So that it is still a super key, a column or combination of columns to go for the uniqueness. Then from the above section, all these are super keys. To make them as candidate, it has to be minimal. Have to have smaller number of columns to maintain the uniqueness. And lecture number is the minimum combination to maintain the uniqueness. So that's going to be minimal super key called as candidate key. NIC still having one column, maintain the uniqueness. And ඒකත් candidate key තමයි. But under these two, that is not the minimum to maintain the uniqueness. Why? Lecture number, lecture name. This is excess to maintain the uniqueness. Even if you remove the lecture name, remaining lecture number goes for the uniqueness. And this is not a candidate key. Even this one has many more excess columns to go for the uniqueness. And these are no longer candidate keys, only these two. And in this table, there are two candidate keys available. I'm just revising this. Lecture number and NIC. The definition of candidate key is minimal super key. Hari. Then what is the other type of, what is the other key? Candidate key. Next one is primary key. Right. What is primary key? Primary key is one of the candidate keys is selected as the primary key. Now for the people who can't remember, I just write them. One of the candidate key is selected as the primary key. One of the candidate keys. And in my earlier table, I have two. Out of them, I may select one as the primary key. So hopefully, lecture number can be selected as the primary key. That is more appropriate. So in this case, this is going to be selected as the primary key. That's fine. Then another type of key. What is that? Alternate key. Matakada? Alternate key. Alternative key. What is that? That is the candidate keys, plural, candidate keys, except the primary key. All the candidate keys other than the primary key. In my earlier table, here I have two candidate keys. Among them, I selected lecture number as the primary key, enang all the candidate keys except the primary key. Primary key is lecture number. The remaining candidate keys are called as alternate key, lecture NIC. Hari. Enang this is going to be the alternate key at this moment since we have two candidate keys. If you have three candidate keys, there are two alternate keys available. Then the other key is called as composite key. Matakada? I'm just revising them. What is composite key? A primary key, a PK, which is with more than one column. A PK, a primary key, which is with more than one column or one field. We better use the word field there. If the primary key is made with not one column, two or more columns, that's the primary key. That's called as composite key. In this table, primary key is lecture number. Is that a composite key or not? Having only one column, composite? No, it's not a composite key. All right. Then the other ideas. Then just to revise the sketch I gave you in my normal theory classes, how to illustrate them. If I illustrate this as the super key set, this is SK super key, the Venn diagram, mataka ඇති දැන්. Then this is the entire super key set. Out of them, I am selecting the candidate keys here. This is going to be the candidate key, minimal super key. And out of the candidate keys, I am selecting one as the primary key. Hurry. And then the remaining keys, these are, what are they called as? They are alternate keys. These are alternate keys, right? And then the primary key can be sometimes a composite key or not. Right? So then this is the way where you can memorize the keys that we are talking about. Right. Then based on that, we can go to the answers. What is it? Now it says that lecture number can be the primary key as well as a candidate key. Harida? Lecture number can be a candidate key, fine, as well as a primary key. Yes. Hey, in our table, lecture number can be selected as a primary key, that's sure. Also, it's going to be a candidate key. Since it is a candidate key, I can select it as a primary key. And in that point, we can say that this is going to be correct. Ne? So, lecture number can be the primary key as well as the candidate key. Yes. Then lecture NIC can be the candidate key. Lecture NIC can be candidate key. Lecture NIC can be candidate key. Yes, still fine. That's also fine. Then that's correct. Then department number can be an alternate key. Department number can be an alternate key. So in our table, we have the department number. Is that an alternate key? Alternate key is the candidate key except the primary key. So department number is not going for any of the keys in this table other than it's going to be the foreign key. Correct? Then that's not. And answer statement C is wrong. Only A and B are the answers. Right? A and B are correct, whereas C is incorrect. Then A and B is the second one. Right. Then the fourth question. Which of the following statement about keys in relational databases are true? Again with the keys. Now we have revised it. A relation can have more than one candidate key. Is it possible? relation. Relation, we know what relation in the sense is a table, right? A table can have more than one candidate key. Is it? Yes, a relation can have more than one candidate key. Then a foreign key is a must always be unique. Should the foreign key be unique? No, right? Why it is not? When it comes to the foreign key, that creates a relationship from current table to the other table. If I am going back to the earlier table, his lecture, and then here we have the department ID, that is the department where they are working. So if I am to make it proper, now I can add some details. The department IDs where they are working, say it as D001, that is one of the department that he is working. And the other lecturer may work for some other department, department 2. This is computer science department, this may be a mathematics department. This lecturer may work for the same computer science. And this is still going to be duplicated. That's possible. And a foreign keys can be duplicated unlike the primary key. That's possible. Right? So then according to that point, this question, a foreign key must always be unique. Foreign key unique? No. Primary key is unique, not the foreign keys. That's wrong. Then there can be more than one primary key for a relation. Into a relation, can there be more than one primary key? In this case, we have only one primary key. Are there tables where we can select more than one? Now this is the primary key. This is also candidate key. I can select NIC as a primary key. But when I am making this as a primary key, is lecture number going to be the primary key? No, only one of them. Then there are places where we maintain composite keys. What is that? Now if I go to a relation like say that marks, still you know this. So marks obtained by students for different subjects. By that time, say that marks, student number, right? And then the subject ID where they follow. Sometimes the marks. In this case, what's going to be the primary key? If I maintain this as a table. Now this is just revising only. Student number, I may say it as S001. He is doing the subject MT10. That is grade 10 maths. Then he obtained 70 marks. We are going for the same student doing some other subject. Possible? Yes, students may do more than one subject. And same student doing SC10 and obtain 60. And another student called as S002 doing the maths subject. Earlier maths was done by S1 and got 70. Now same maths subject had been done by another student and getting somewhere like 85. In that manner, what is going to be the primary key now? Student number, the subject ID, the both of them. That is going to be the both, which is going to be called as the composite key. This is going to be the composite key. Now, the primary key of the table is with both student number as well as the subject ID. ඔය දෙකම එකතු වෙලානේ primary key එක හැදෙන්නේ. Are we calling these two as two different primary keys or one primary key with two columns? This is going to be one primary key which is with two columns. So such primary keys are called as what? Composite keys. I mean, I'm going for very beginning, right? දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේවා දන්නවා. මොකක් හරි වෙලා මතක නැත්නම් තමයි මම ආයෙ මතක් කරන්නේ ඔය. හරි. ඒතර මේකේ primary key එකයි තියෙන්නේ. හැබැයි ඒ primary key එක columns දෙකකින් තියෙන්නේ. So we call them as composite keys. but still we have only one primary key available. එක primary key එකයි which is consisting of more than one column. ඔච්චරයි කතාව. හරි. Then the point what they have given in the statement is wrong. Why? There can be more than one primary key for a relation. No, only one primary key for the table, which may be with many columns. That's another story. And this is still wrong. So that the answer goes for what? Answer is going to be the A only. Relation can have more than one candidate key. Yes. Relation can have more than one candidate key. Yes. A foreign key must always be unique. No. There can be more than one primary key for the relation. Still not. And our answer is going to be 1 only. Right. So then for the question 4, the answer is going to be the first one. It's A only, whereas B and C are wrong. Right. Then this is not working. Right. Sorry for the interruption. Right. So then we'll continue back. Right. Then we have completed the questions up to 5. Then you have to go from question number 6 onwards. Right. Then yes, regarding question number 6. Yes, question number 6. It says that no, question number 5. Sorry. We have to continue from question number 5 onwards. Right. Now 5 says that which of the following are examples of many to one relationship? Many to one. Now this is one other doubt where some people have. Normally whenever we go for our ER diagrams, you can remember that here we have an entity called as A in this side, and we have another entity called as B. Right? Yes, I'll go to a certain practical one. Then that's easy, right? We'll say owner, and then the other side vehicle. Now we go for the relationship. Now you will know this. Owner owns vehicles. Then what is the cardinality? How do you measure the cardinality? Still some people are doubt on it. How to mark the cardinality? We start from one side here, owner. Start it from here. When you start it, we say that one of the owners, one owner own how many vehicles? Practical situation is one owner can own multiple vehicles. Again the other side, we are covering the other side. That means one vehicle, again one vehicle, that's the way how you start it. One vehicle can have how many owners? Practical is going to be one particular owner. Right. So then that's one to many. So then we'll mark this as one to many cardinality. If you draw the diagram in the opposite direction, simply I may mark vehicle here and then owner here. The relationship is going to be on. Now what is the way you mark the cardinality? Again I may say that one vehicle can have only one owner. We mark it other side. Again one owner can have multiple vehicles. earlier we marked that as one to many, now we can mark this as many to one. So the logic is the same environment, only the direction is opposite. Now, one to many cardinality and many to one cardinality are the same. No more differences. Only the side is different. So therefore, these are not two different cardinalities, these are the same cardinality. So in practically we have only three cardinalities. One is one to one, other one is one to many, or we can consider this as many to one. And the opposite one is, the third one is many to many. So only these are the three cardinalities available in our ER diagrams. Some people say that there are four, but no, practically we have only two. Practically only we have three, not four. Right. Then based on that point, what is this? Which of the following are examples of many to one relationship? They say that many to one. Even many to one as well as one to many, aren't they the same? Yes, the direction is the opposite. What are they? Now it says that one teacher can teach many students. Now they say that. Now we have to go to the drawing here. This side I may say this is the teacher. One teacher teaches for many students. This side students. And this is going to be many. And then, but each student is taught by only one teacher. Each student is taught by only one teacher. And this is going to be one to many. That's fine, right? This is one to many. Even we can consider that as many to one, though they have given in the opposite direction. Then a student can enroll many courses. A course can have many students. A student and the course. A student can enroll many courses. One student can enroll into many courses, and a course can have many students. And this is going to be many to many. Hari. Each book belongs to only one library. Each book belongs to only one library. Book and library. Hari. Each book belongs only one library. Each book belongs only one. Hari. While one library has many books. One library has many books. So this is still going to be many to one. Many to one, no, one to many, both are the same. Then one driver owns one vehicle. Now the driver as well as the vehicle. There it says that one driver owns one vehicle. And one vehicle is owned by one driver. One vehicle is owned by one driver. That's going to be one to many, one to one. Make a one to one. Now they say that which of the following examples are many to one relationships? What are they? So then A is representing many to one, isn't that? Yes. And then C is also representing many to one. Though the side is opposite, both are one to many or many to one. That's the point. And others are not. This is many to many, this is one to many. Then A and C are the answers, the second one. So then don't get caught. One to many as well as many to one are the same. Right. Now we'll go to the question number 6. So I'll erase this part. Okay. Okay. Question number 6. Consider the following statements related to a database normalization. Now we go for the normalization part. So most of the people feel difficult on it. Now I'll just briefly explain the normalization again. Right? So it's something like this. With respect to the normalization, just to revise, what is the objective of normalization? Removing anomalies. What are anomalies? Issues. Objective is to remove anomalies. So anomalies are the issues in our databases. And due to the normalization, it will reduce data redundancy. Can you remember those words? What is redundancy? Unnecessary data duplication. Unnecessary duplication of data. Repeatedly available them unnecessary. And then they are the main aspects of normalization. The normalization goes with stages 1NF, 2NF, 3NF, 4NF likewise. Then whenever a relation is given, I'll mark the relation table as capital A, primary key would be A, B, C, D, E. These are going to be the columns. Then whenever we are going for the normalization, first we have to turn this into 1NF. When you are turning this into 1NF, what are the areas to be considered when you go for 1NF? What to be removed? If there are non-atomic values, matakada? What are non-atomic? Simply multi-valued. That's our term. Ne? If there are multi-valued attributes, what would be done? Remove them from the table. Then in this case, this is not a available practical data table, therefore let it go. Then now you may get the table. Then under the 2NF, what do you consider? I'm just revising only. Ne? We have to consider partial dependencies. Part of the primary key will determine non-prime attribute. They are being removed. Right? Then I'll do an example as well. Now to go for the 3NF, what do you remove? Transitive dependencies. Non-prime attribute will determine another non-prime attribute. Right. So then just to cover those areas, whenever we go for a table like employee, right? So employee has employee number and employee NIC, then employee name, then we can have the telephone number of the employee, that's fine. If this is the table, there we can select employee number as the primary key. Employee number is going to be the primary key. Then I'll just put some data E001. Then employee NIC will set it as 7811. Employee name Nimal. Then telephone number 077. Then the other employee E002. Say that 8522. Then Kamal 075. And he has one other telephone number 081. That's possible. One person can have more than one telephone number. Now I want to turn this into 1NF. What do? Remove the multi-valued attributes. What is a multi-valued attribute here? Telephone number. One record may contain more than one value under that particular column. So this person has only one telephone number, but the other person has two telephone numbers. And this has to be removed. Why? It is non-atomic. Make a non-atomic or multi-valued. They are called as multi-valued. That has to be removed. Then how do you remove it? Put this out from the table and rewrite the same table without the anomaly. And under 1NF, I may rewrite employee. Then that's going to be employee number, still the primary key, employee NIC, employee name, and this is no longer available. Now we don't have multiple attributes included. Then what will happen to this telephone number? Add that into another table. So I may label that table or relation as EMP telephone. So into that relation, I'm going to insert the multi-valued attribute as well as the primary key of the previous table. So primary key is employee number included with the telephone number, which is going to be the multi-valued. And both are made as the primary key, which is going to be the result of 1NF. On 1NF convert karna hai, removing the non-atomic if any. Then you have to go for the 2NF activities. Right. If I am to go for 2NF, second normal form, we have to detect partial dependencies and remove it. We have to identify partial dependencies and they are going to be removed. Right. Partial means part of the primary key. In my first table, we have only one column as the primary key. If so, can I focus parts of the primary key? No, parts are there. This is only one. I make a kotas nahe. But if I have the second table, the primary key is made with two composite key. So part of the primary key would be telephone. Part of the primary key would be EMP number alone. And if employee number can determine another non-prime attribute. In this table, we don't have non-prime attributes. Primary key known attributes. And though the primary key is composite, this does not create any partial dependencies. Even this doesn't create any partial dependency since it has no composite key available. And the relation has no partial dependencies to remove. If so, this is available in 2NF already. So at that moment, you have to write the sentence telling that the two relations are already in 2NF. Why? It has no partial dependencies. මම හිතන්නේ කියපුවක තේරුණා. මේකේ composite key එකක් තිබ්බට partial නැහැ. ඇයි partial නැත්තේ? Part of the primary key should determine non-prime attribute. නිකන් I'll just go to one other table to show you partial dependencies. Say something like this, marks. This is just to show you partial dependence, right? Marks. Then this is the student registration number, primary key, and the subject ID, even the subject name. ඔගොල්ලෝ දන්නවා මේක මම දන්නේ නැති අය ඉන්නවා නම් තවත් කියලා මම අන්තිම වෙලාවේදී කරන්නේ. ඊළඟට marks. හරි. මගේ හිටපු කට්ටියට මේක අපි questions කරලා තරෝ වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒතර marks වල primary key එක වෙන්නේ මේක. ඉස්සෙල්ලාත් අපි කරන්නේ. Now subject ID, if you know the subject ID, we can get the subject name. මතකද? මේ MT10 is going to be a math subjects. Right. ඊළඟට registration number S001. This registration number S001, he is doing SC10. So then that's going to be a science subject. Then another student, S002 students, is also doing MT10 as a subject. That is still going to be maths. Now, irrespective to the other values, subject name can be identified by the subject ID only. If the subject is MT10, that's maths. SC10 now science. Whoever the student from subject ID, we determine it. This is called as partial. Part of the primary key can determine a non-prime attribute which is not the primary key. This is going to be partial dependency. If these are there, we have to remove it. So to determine partial dependencies, the primary key has to be composite. Then in my earlier question, this has no composite key. එනම් partial dependency නැහැ. මේකේ composite තියෙනවා. හැබැයි it doesn't have non-prime attribute determined, so we can say that this table has no partial dependencies which is already available in 2NF. In a situation as such, we have to write that as a sentence telling what it is. No partial dependencies, therefore the table, not one table, tables are in 2NF. Then examiner knows that, you consider that. Now we have to go to the next level, 3NF, third normal form. There we have to determine the transitive dependencies. If they are there, we have to remove it. What are transitive dependencies? Transitive means a non-prime attribute, right? So then transitive dependency means a non-prime attribute can determine another non-prime attribute, non-primary key. Then as an example, if I have student, again, there I may go for the rich number as the primary key. Then NIC is there. Now NIC is no longer the primary key. Then there we have the name of the student, even the address. Then from registration number we can determine all of them. Other than the rich number is the primary key. NIC will determine name, address and things like that. So this is going to be the transitive dependencies. If such behavior is there, we have to remove it. Right. Then for this table, are there transitive dependencies available? For this, we don't have. Why? There are no non-prime attributes available. In this case, NIC is available, which can determine the employee name, called as transitive dependency. Right. Now, this can't be there if it is to be in 3NF. Have to be removed. How to remove it? I said you that even when you are removing it, rewrite the available table. That's the order. And now we have to write it as the same table without the anomaly. There it goes as EMPNO as the primary key, and NIC has to be there, the column to determine, while I am removing the dependency. This is there, and that removed attribute is added to another new table. So that is related to the name. I may maintain that table as employee name. So into the new table, the entire dependency is added, making the column to determine as the primary key. And now here we'll include ENIC as the primary key, and then ename into the new table. Also, there's one other table called as employee telephone, has to be maintained in our 3NF order. Employee telephone as the other table. It has no change. This has no any transitive dependency. Employee number as well as telephone are there, keeping them as a composite key. So once you turn this into 3NF, these are the three tables finally obtaining from the given single table. Now I think you might have remembered how this normalization is going to be. Right. In that manner, we'll go to the question. Right. Now the things are in your head. Consider the following statements related to the database normalization. Hari. They will continue removing partial dependencies. Partial dependency is the main requirement of second normal form. Is it correct or wrong? Removing partial dependency is the main requirement of the second normal form. Harane, to turn it into 2NF, we have to remove the partial dependency. And that's correct. Then a relation is in third normal form when there are transitive dependencies. When there are transitive dependencies. When there are transitive dependencies, is the relation in 3NF? No. Transitive dependencies should not be there to bring them into 3NF. That's not what we did. Can you remember that? Right. In our 3NF part, there's a transitive dependency so that it is still in 2NF. To bring them into 3NF, we have to remove it. And if there are transitive, it is not in 3NF. Right. Then in this case, in a relation is third normal form when there are transitive dependencies. No, that's wrong. When there are non-atomic values, non-atomic means multi-valued. when there are non-atomic values, the relation cannot be subjected to 3NF activities. It's quite tricky, right? Non-atomic connection with 3NF or 1NF. 1NF ne. When there are non-atomic values, is the table in 1NF? No. Can you remember that? If the table has non-atomic values, multiple attributes, table is not yet in 1NF. There are non-atomic, then it's not in 1NF. How can that connect with 3NF? To go for 3NF, table has to be in 2NF. To go for 2NF, table has to be in 1NF. So this is a flow. First 1NF to be reached, then 2NF to be reached, finally 3NF. If you don't go for 1NF, can you think of 3NF? No. Like I said in my discussions. So first you have to get through your O levels. It's from O level. O level is 1NF. Once you get through your O levels, you can sit for A levels. That is 2NF. Then you have to get through the A levels, then you will be in the university. 3NF. Then even at the university, you have to pass the exams. We can't directly go to university if you don't have OL. OL pass වුණා නම් මේක කොහෙවත් යන්න බෑ. මෙතනත් ඒ කතාවක් නේ කියන්නේ. If you can't convert into 1NF, can't think of 3NF. That's the point. Then according to that logic, what is the statement? When there are non-atomic values, that means multi-valued attributes are available. The relation cannot be subjected to a 3NF. Harini, if there are multi-valued, we can't think of 3NF. So then that's true. So then B's relation is 3NF. Relation is in 3NF when there are transitive dependencies. No. And answer is going to be A and C. Fourth one is the answer. Fine. Fourth one is the answer. Right. Then the seventh one. Consider the statements given below. So I'll shift the questions. Question number 7. Yes. Right. It says, consider the statements given below. A table, which of the following situations can be used to apply first normal form? Again, we are going for first normal, 1NF. Consider the statements given below. A table contains repeating groups within a single record. Which of the following situations can be used to apply 1NF? Whenever the table has repeating groups. What are repeating groups? Similar to multiple attributes. Repeatedly added groups. So then if I am to explain repeating groups perfectly, it's something like this, right? Something like this. Yes, I'll go to something like this student. A table like student. There we have the student registration number and then the student name. Then say that the school ID where he or she attends, and then the school city, even the school telephone number. These are the details to be added. Now a student S001, student is Nimal. Then school ID, I may mark it as S00. School, again can't go for the same letter, and we'll go for some other letter other than school. We'll say C. He is attending into a C001, college 1. Then school city will say it as Kandy. then school telephone number 077. Then another student S002 Kamal is attending to the same school called as C001, then Candy 0777. Hari. Now in this case, the rich number is going to be the primary key to determine students uniquely. Then another student S003 Bimal. He is attending to another school C002. Then maybe Colombo. Telephone number is 0755. Now we consider this part as a repeating group. The entire set of values are repeated along with the students, just like transitive dependency. Entire group is repeating. Right? Earlier we said about multivalue attributes, non-atomic. Telephone number has multi, that's another story. Repeating group means this entire group is repeatedly mentioning not only one value. C001 means can be this thing. Entire package is repeating. Right? It is just like the transitive dependency, but initially we can consider this as the repeating group as well. Right? So still we have repeating groups, we have to remove it. Right? So we can remove them in the first 1NF part, but practically it is automatically removing in the 3NF as well. That's the idea, right? Somehow, if it is confusing for you to understand, don't worry, right? So the final point here is the best point for you to, otherwise, yes, I feel that you will get confused. Then confused, you know. Therefore, leave it out. Otherwise, your neat mind will be corrupting. No. Right? Therefore, understand that whenever we are going to convert tables into 1NF, concept practically what we have learned is remove multi-value attributes. Remove multi-valued. At the same time, memorize this sentence as well. If there are repeating groups, remove them as well. Memorize this, that's all. Hopefully you may not get anything like that. Normally we'll focus on to individual columns where they are repeating. Don't think of this. Otherwise you will get confused definitely. Ekanda 1NF nang removing multivalued as well as repeating groups, that's a theory. Then according to that point, what is it? A table contains repeating groups within a single record. In a single record, the groups is repeating. Yes, which of the following situations can be used to apply 1NF? We may do things in 1NF when there are repeating groups. Yes, true. Then a table contains composite primary key. If the table has a composite key, do you apply 1NF activities or directly go for 2NF? The table has composite key, just like the table we had earlier. What is it? The marks like thing, this one. Here we have rich number as well as subject ID, composite key. To do the normalization, don't we apply 1NF things? We apply. Though we have composite keys, though we have one single primary key, though it has repeating groups, anything, we may. That's the starting point of normalization. Right? So in that point, we can say that that's still true. A table contains composite primary key. Still, it's a situation to apply 1NF. Fine. The next one, a table contains foreign key reference to another table. Even if the table has foreign key, don't we consider that 1NF activities? Yes. Then only we'll initiate our normalization. And that's also fine. So the answer goes for all. In every case, 1NF things are applied. Sometimes there are nothing to be done. That's another story. If it has repeating groups or multi-valued, only we remove it. But if you have a composite key, we don't remove anything, but we have to apply the concept. The question is applying. Which of the following situations can be used to apply first normal form? Yes, we apply. If there are necessities, we will do it. Otherwise, just say that you are in 1NF and we go to 2NF. That's a confusion. So, this is a fight with sentences. That's all. Language. Right. Then the question number 8. Right. There it says, consider the relation below. Result, student ID, subject name, marks. Now this is a familiar table for us. What is that? Results, student ID, subject ID S001, subject ID MT10, subject name maths, marks 70. The same relation I took earlier. Then the same student may attend on to another subject. Just like SC10 may be science and getting some other marks like 50. That's the order. If so, practically what can be the primary key here? Composite key or normal one? Composite going to be student ID as well as subject ID. Now consider the relation given below. Given that student ID, subject ID will determine marks. Both of them will determine the marks available here. Hari. And the other one, subject ID will determine subject name. Subject ID will determine the subject name. This is going to be the primary key. This is going to be a partial dependency. Now, which normal form is violated in the above relation? Now, these are just different question patterns. Which normal form is violated? Then this has partial dependency, since this is going to be the primary key. Partial dependency is available means, is this in 1NF? Maybe. No non-atomic values, 1NF. Then 2NF, we have to remove the partial dependencies. Does it have partial dependencies? Yes. And which normal form is violated? 1NF the, 2NF the, 3NF the? 2NF. To be in 2NF should not have partial dependencies. But this has it. And which normal form is violated in the relation? That's going to be the second normal form. Is violated, so you are not in 2NF. That's the idea, not in 1NF. Boys code. Alright, good. Now, what is this? Now, these are okay, right? Zeroth normal form, first normal form, second normal form, third normal form. They are heard. What is this boys code normal form? That is not in our syllabus, luckily. That is the fourth normal form. We are ending with 3NF only. එච්චරයි අපි දන්නේ. මේක fourth normal form කියලා එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒ කතන්දරේ. boys code කියන fourth එක. ඒ ගැන හිතන්න එපා. That's it. Right? Zeroth normal form කතන්දරෙත් මතකයිනේ. What is zeroth normal form? If there are repeating groups, add them into separate columns. මතක් කරන්නද? දන්නවද? ඕනද? People just give a chat. නිකන් මම අමුෙන් කෑ ගහනවා විතරයි. මොකක් හරි නිකන් මට නිකන් response එකක් දෙන්න. zeroth normal form මතක් කරන්න ඕනද නැද්ද? නැත්නම් ඔහෙ යන්නද? උත්තර දෙන්නු. No need. Zeroth normal form කොහොමද එන්නේ? That is before the 1NF. Then if you have now normally zeroth normal form is not a proper normalization activity, but we can just manage our table having minimum facilities. There we said that whenever we have multiple attributes, just like employee, having EMP ID, and then employee name, then we'll include the telephone number. This is going to be multi-valued. So then person E001, employee name Kamal, telephone number note 77, another telephone number note 81. Then the other person E002, Bimal, note 71. He has only one telephone number. This person has two. Assume that the other people are also maintaining maximum 2. So his multi-valued attribute can't keep it. Then if I am to turn this into 0th normal form, I must remove this. When I am removing it under 0th normal form, I am adding this into multiple columns, not into a separate table. Then if I am to go for 0th normal form, it would be employee, same table, employee ID, then employee name, and then telephone number won't be removed. Instead, I am repeating that, telling it as telephone number 1, telephone number 2, likewise. Then whenever the first person has E001, Kamal, note 77, note 81. Now they are available in separate cells without creating anomalies. So then this is the 0th normal form activity. If there are multi-valued, put them into different columns. That's the idea. Right. That's question number 8. Then question number 9. Which of the following is a non-functional benefit of database normalization? A good question. We use functional, non-functional in our systems lesson. How can you relate that into databases? Which of the following is non-functional benefit of normalization? Now, regarding normalization, what are the functions we do? Now, mixing systems and databases. In order to do normalization, what are the functionalities we do? Removing. In normalization, the functions we do are, this is not a software. The functions we do are removing what? Removing multi-values. That's a function. Multi-valued has to be removed. Removing multi-valued. Another function we do is removing partial dependencies. Another function we do is removing transitive dependencies. They are the works we do. Non-functional means a requirement of normalization, but none of these activities. To do the normalization, we need it. We expect that, but no these activities. It says that reduced data redundancy. Isn't that a main function of normalization? Main objective of normalization is reducing data redundancy. Oh, it's a function, not non-function. Improved data integrity. What is the word integrity? Last paper discussion I said you. Integrity means accuracy. Then whenever we have normalization, accuracy is high. And ekat function ekak tamai. Then easier database maintenance. Maintaining our database would be easier. Is that a function or another requirement? Maintenance is going to get easy whenever you have multiple tables. That's a requirement to make our maintenance easy, but not a main function like this. And now, this is going to be the one which is called as the non-functional requirement of normalization. We'll see the other. Increased data duplication. Will that increase the duplication? No, it reduces, right? That's completely wrong. Slower data insertion. It won't be slower, it will be faster. How can the data insertion be faster after normalization? There are many tables. When we have multiple tables, data insertion is limited. Only one table, we have limited columns, we keep inserting them. And when you insert it, that is relating to the other one. No need to type them multiple times. And that's could be faster, not slower. And the non-functional requirement of database normalization is going to be the easier database maintenance. Hope that your Kana shot worked. Right. So understand the logic. How did you select this as non-functional? Right. Right. Now the next question. This. Now I took this table from 2023 paper as I remember, but the questions are different completely. Right, we'll see what it is. Consider the relation below to answer the questions given below. This is a table with values. Then employee ID, employee name, salary. So we can mark employee ID as the primary key. No issue. Why? When you go through the values, no duplications. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can mark this as the primary key. Right. Then what would be the output of the following SQL query? We know SQL. Now here the SQL part. Select count star. What is star? Everything. Count everything from employee where salary is more than 60,000. So somehow we have to filter the records where the salary is more than that. We'll just see that. More than, right? Not more than, no. Equals. Is this? No. Is this? No. Yes. 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 So there are 3 records matching with the condition. Select count, not just to show them, count. If the count is not available, what is the answer? Select asterisk from employee. And what is displaying? All these records are displaying. But now it says that count. And now count is going to be, that means we are counting how many records are there. Answer is going to be, how many records are there? 3. Alright. So it is giving you 3. Why it is counting how many filtered records are there? 3. That's it. Very simple. Right. Now the other question. Still with respect to the same table, I'll keep the table right. Question number 11. What will be the result of the following SQL query? Another SQL query is given. Select employee name. Select employee name. Then we have to display the names. This site. Alright, names from employee where salary. This is salary column. Is equal to select max salary from employee. What is it? Now this is working with subqueries. What is a subquery? Another query, another SQL statement is running under the main SQL statement. Main SQL statement is a query. This is a sub SQL statement. It may pop up some values and those values are compared with the main query. There's a subquery here. Right? Now how it is going to be? Select employee name. We have to select employee names from the employee table where this salary is equal to whatever the result of this. Then what is the result of this? Make a result එක මොකද්ද? බලන්න. Select max salary from employee. Now, forgetting the other, just consider this. Select maximum salary. Out of the salary is available, maximum salary from employees. What is maximum here? 75,000. So then, this entire statement giving 75,000. That's the idea you have to consider. First, run the subquery. Then match that with the main query. select employee name. You have to select the employee name from the employee table where the salary is equal to 75,000. Now, this is executed and giving you this answer. Then you have to display the name of the employee where the salary is equal to 75,000. What is the name of the employee? Raja. And the answer is going to be the fourth. Very simple. Right. Now, this level of questions are there. I got these from 2023, 24 similar level questions and improving them further. Right. Off right. Then the 12th one. What will be the result of the following SQL query? Another SQL query is there. Select count. Right. So then this is going to be another aggregate function. What are aggregate functions? Another word. In SQL, we have some aggregate functions available. One is called as sum. That means they are doing some operations. Sum is an aggregate function. I count. Tava max. Further min. Now, these are subjected to the SQL query mainly after the select keyword. And after select, you can say min and then the column. And minimum of that. Max of this one. Counting. Getting the summation. You can use these aggregate functions. Hopefully, in our exam paper, they'll check these aggregate functions. Now, select employee name from, now the aggregate function we use is count. It is to count everything from employee where salary, all select salary from employee. Another subquery. Now run the subquery and find what it is. Like earlier. Then what is that? Subquery is select salary from employee. Select salary from employee table. And now this is the entire employee table. I'll select salaries. Then select salary means is that giving one value or all the salaries? Making එක salary එකයි දෙන්නේ ඔක්කොම ටික එනවද? Subquery එකකින් ඔක්කොම ටික එනවා. හරි ඇයි? Select salary from employee. ඒ කියන්නේ අපේ SQL query එක. Select කරන්න salary column from the employee table. Then it gives 60,000, 55,000 ඔක්කොම ටික එනවා. Now, this is giving you all these values. Simply say that 60,000, then 55,000, after that 70,000, including 65,000, 75,000. ඔය සෙට් එක ඔක්කොම එනවනේ. All these values are given as a result of this subquery. Agree? මේ value set එකම එනවා. Then it has another keyword called as all. Within this bracket, we have all these values pop up from this subquery. It has all. What is all? English. All can everything. Then you have to consider all of them. Now, count from employee where salary is less than all of them. Then your salary has to be lesser than everything. ඒකේ මොකද logic? Now just observe the logic. Select count, you need to count it from employee where salary. Now we'll go to the first person. Right? I'm just going for the first salary. Now I'm executing the main query. Count from employee where the salary. Okay, we got the first record. All. This should be less than all of these. Is it? Make මේ ඔක්කොටම වැඩිය පොඩිද? Now you may consider the first one. Is this lesser than the first value? First salary 60,000. Less than 60,000? No. Is this less than 55,000? 60,000? No. Less than 70,000? Oh. But this says that all. Is this lesser than all these values? නෑනේ. Suddenly if this keyword goes as any, there are two values you can use in SQL. One is all, other one is any. මම හිතන්නේ මම කියන එක තේරෙනවද දැන්? all කියලා කියන්නේ මෙතනින් එන value එක මේ ඔක්කොටම වඩා පොඩිද කියලා බලන්නේ. all English. all පන්ති ඉන්න ඔක්කොටම වැඩිය මූ කොටයිද කියලා බලන්න. හරි. less නේ. now all කියන්නේ ඒකයි. any කිව්වොත් මොකද? Here in the class we have 40 people. If you are shorter than any of them, then select it. Then ඔක්කොටම වැඩිය කියලා කියන්නේ. all කියන්නේ everything. Now is this smaller than everything here? No නේ. That means එකක් හරි වෙන්නේ නැත්තම් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඔක තවත් කිව්වොත් කොහොමද? I'll go to that point. Now this is a person. Okay. First person. Now there are other people in the class. These are the people. Now we want to check, is this shorter than all of them? මෙයා මේ ඔක්කොටම වැඩිය කොටයිද? නෑනේ. ඇයි මේ තව එකෙක් ඉන්නවනේ. උට වැඩිය මෝසයි. එහෙනම් all keyword is true or false? False නේ. Do you understand that? හරිනේ. all කියන්නේ මේ ඔක්කොටම වැඩිය මෙයා පොඩි වෙන්න ඕන. Other keyword is going to be any. Is this person shorter than any one of them? Only if you take one of them, these two people, this person is shorter than that. And now this is true. Are you clear? So then that is the point in SQL as well. So in that manner, now we have to consider all. The given is all. So all of these values have to be considered if the first salary is lesser than that. No. ඇයි? first one එකෙම violate වෙනවා. 60,000 කියන එක not less than 60,000. but ඉතින් ඔක්කොම බලන්න එපා. එක්කෙනෙක් හරි නැත්නම් උත්තරේ නැහැ. Then I will go to the second record. 55,000, is that lesser than all of them? Lesser than 60,000. හැබැයි 50,000 එකට වඩා less වෙන්නේ නැහැ. එහෙනම් ඒකත් false. 70,000, salary 70,000 lesser than all of them? 6,000 less නැහැ. එතනත් නැහැ. ඊළඟට 65,000 less than everything? No. 75,000? No. And what is the answer? Count එක, we had to go for the count, it's going to be 0. Hope that you understand how we retrieve the answer. ඔක 2023 hari 4 hari තිබ්බ question එකක modification එකක්. හරි, I modified that and gave you to find it. Then there's a all. Suddenly, and if this is subjected to any, what is the answer? Then කියන්නේ other than all, we have changed the question into any. දැන් උත්තරේ කියන්න මට. any කිව්වොත් මොකක්ද උත්තරේ? I need the answer in the chat box. පොතේ දැන් උත්තරේ දාන්න මට. You may replace this with any. Then if the answer is there or not, I need the answer. Count එක දෙන්න මට කීයද කියලා. ටක් ගාලා හදලා කියන්න. මෙතෙන් any දැම්මොත් එන උත්තරේ ටක් ගාලා කියන්න. කො. ඔය YouTube එකේ chat එකට දාලා කියන්න. ටක් ගාලා. උත්තරේ කියන එක මම යන්නේ නැහැ මෙතනින් එහාට. any දැම්මොත් මොකද්ද උත්තරේ? එච්චරයි. Two people said it's 4. Anita, ko. Anita, nidida? Then since majority put 4, all will type it as 4, right? ඒක 4 වෙන්නේ කොහොමද? If it is any, how would it be 4? Any කියන්නේ what is the logic? If this condition is matched with any of these set. දැන් බලන්නකො පළවෙනි එක. Now this is going to be any. හරි. එතකොට කොහොමද එන්නේ බලන්න. Yes, now we are going to go for any. Then first record we'll get it as 60,000, and now we check, is 60,000 less than any of them? 60,000 less than 6,000? No. 50,000? No. 70,000? Oh, and එක්කෙනෙක්ට වඩා less than. එහෙනම් the count goes as 1. ඔන්න එක count එකක් ආවා. Right? So then 1 is counted. So this is fine. It's counted. Then 55,000. Now go for the second record. 55,000. Is that less than any one of them? 6,000 is less than the? Oh, and then that is going to be counted as another. 70,000. 70,000 less than the any. 75,000 වඩා අඩුයි. එහෙනම් ඒකත් counted. Then 65,000. 65,000 කියන එකත් counted නේ. ඇයි ඒ? 75,000 තියෙනවනේ. ඒකත් හරි. 75,000. ඒක තමයි problem එක නේ. When you go for 75,000, there are no values which are lesser than 75,000. Maximum is 75,000. And then the answer goes for what? There are 4 values whenever we have any available. All means consider every value in it and then check whether it's less than. Hope that now the things are clear. Right. Then the question number 13. Right. Which of the following SQL statement correctly set user ID as the primary key of the user table? Now there will be a table called as user. We don't know what are the other columns. Instead it says that correctly set user ID. It may have the user ID column already and username and many other. Sets the user ID as the primary key of the username. Assume that this is already available. I want to modify this to make this as the primary key. I want to modify this. Then what's going on now? If I am to modify an existing table, what is the keyword we use in SQL? Alter table. And we say that alter table, user, alter table user, add primary key user ID. Hari wage ne? First one. Second one is not. Alter table user, add primary key user ID. ඒකත් නිකන් හරි වගේ නේ. Then update, not at all. Alter table user, modify, not modify, it's adding නේ. Then which one is answer? 1 or 3? 3 is the answer. Why? The primary key must be written within the brackets. Right? So you understand that in this case it is just given. No, we must mention that within brackets. So then the answer is going to be the 3 in it. Fine. Now we are moving into the question number 14. Right. There it says, assume that there are 2 tables. Again, 2 tables which are related to one another. Right. Order, user. Which of the following SQL statement correctly remove this relationship? Now these 2 tables are related to one another. If they are related, there should be a foreign key available. What is a foreign key? We'll just read this. Just assumptions, guessing, and we are reaching the answers. And user table is used to maintain users so that we can mark user ID as a primary key. Order table, order details are there. Order ID could be the primary key. This is having order details, this is having user details. Now we find that we have another column appearing called as user ID in the order table. Can't this be the foreign key to arrange the relationship among these 2 tables? On a foreign key. That's a relationship available. Then assume that two tables are related to one another. And that's a relationship through the foreign key user ID. Which of the following SQL statement correctly remove this relationship? To create the relationship, we don't it. Reminding it. How to create the relationship? Creating the relationship is adding the foreign key. If they are no longer added, if they are not added, it's going to be added. කොහොමද create කරන code එක මට කියන්න? Which table has to be modified? User table the order table the? To create the foreign key නම් assume that they are not related. Relate කරන්න යනවා කියලා දැන් not this question, something else. එහෙනම් I want to modify the order table, that is the one where the foreign key is existing. එහෙනම් what is the code to be written? Then I am writing it as alter table. Then what is the table to be modified? Order. Now add the keyword foreign key. We are going to insert a foreign key. Add a foreign key. So of this, what is going to be selected as a foreign key? User ID. Right. Then further we have references. Matakati. What is going to be the references? You have to say which table, which column is going to be connected. So then references, we mention that as user ID. That is the way how you create the relationship. But now they want us to remove the relationship. If you are going to remove it, that is still alter table. Then this is out, this is out, even not this. Definitely going along with these two. These are affecting into the table structure, data definition language codes, not DML. එහෙනම් alter table order drop foreign key. Drop is fine. Alter table order drop foreign key user ID. And out of them, which one is correct? Both or one of them. When you create the foreign key, definitely you have to mention which foreign key has to be removed. Into a table, how many foreign keys can there be? One foreign key or multiple? Multiple. This may be connected to the user. Sometimes this may be connected to the supplier as well. So then it may have supply ID. Supply ID කියලා එකක් තියෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. එහෙම වුණොත් ඒකක් තියෙනවා. This may have user ID as well. එහෙනම් if I say that alter table drop foreign key, if I write like this, whenever it has more than one foreign key, now SQL is in a doubt which foreign key is to be removed. Therefore, this is wrong. We must say which one is a foreign key. So the answer is going to be the fourth for the question number 40. So removing foreign key is like that. One more thing. How to remove the primary key from the table? Now I want to remove the primary key from the user table. We set user ID as a primary key. How do I remove it? Alter table, support me. Alter table. Which table has to be modified? User. Now what to be written? Drop. What to write? Foreign key the primary key. Primary key. Which primary key has to be removed? User ID. Should I write what is the primary key now or no need to write it? No need to write it. Why is it? Into a table we have only one primary key. What consider කරන්න හොඳට? When you are removing the primary key, no need to mention the primary key. But when you are removing foreign key, do we need to mention the foreign key? Yes. Here, foreign key nang owner, but not the primary key. A primary key, we have only one primary key available. So there are differences you have to consider. Right. Now the next set of questions, 15 and 16. Right. Consider the following relations to answer the questions 15 to 60. Right. It says that note Dr. NIC national card of the doctor. Something related to doctor incident. Then there are tables: doctor, patient, appointment, treats. Which of the following statements are correct? They want the correct statement. One patient can have many appointments. One doctor can treat many appointments. And now what should I do? Based on this relational model, I should be able to get the ER diagram. Then that would be the best environment, right? If I can narrate the ER diagram for this one, now I can find how many of this entity is associating with how many there. Right, we'll just go for, we have an entity called as doctor. Okay. Then doctor ID, I may treat that as a primary key. Hare. Ilangata patient still going to be an entity. I may not mark primary keys here since I don't have much more space to explain here. Then this is the primary key. Then appointment ID, patient ID, application date. Then I may have another one called as appointment. Under that we have the appointment ID as a primary key. That's also fine. Then treats goes with doctor ID and appointment ID. Again, treat doctor ID and appointment ID only. Enang, isn't this treat a relationship in our ER diagram, or is that a separate entity? This is a relationship. Verb, this is a verb. All these are nouns. So those can be treated as entities. This is going to be a relationship, treat. And a treat goes with doctor and appointment. Doctor and appointment, there will be treat. So then that is having the primary key, doctor ID and appointment ID. And what is the cardinality among these two? A doctor may treat multiple patients, doctor may treat multiple appointments. A single appointment is treated by multiple doctors. Ekane, there will be a separate table in our relational model. This has to be one many to many. Then also you may identify that there are foreign keys somewhere here. Where is it? Appointment. Patient ID is available. That is the primary key of this. And patient and appointment are relating. There should be relationship in between patient and appointment. If so, what is the cardinality in it? Now the patient ID as a foreign key is available in the appointment table. And when you are mapping the ER diagram into the relational model, you place the foreign key into the table where we have many mentioned. And appointment side is the many side. So this primary key, patient ID, is going to be added into the appointment table. And now we have to determine that many comes here, this is going to be 1. Since we have foreign key added, it can't be a many to many. Many to many, there will be a new table created like this. Now it's not. So then this is going to be 1 to many. That's the ER diagram drawing. Now you can narrate your answer. So even in our MCQs, that's the point. When you are being given set of tables, construct the ER diagram accordingly and then get the question. Then one patient can have many appointments. Clearly? Yes, it is. One doctor can treat many appointments. One doctor can treat many appointments. Yes, definitely. For one appointment, a patient can have many doctors. For one appointment, a single patient can have many doctors. Harida? Avune, a certain appointment is given for one particular patient. Appointment is for one patient. For that particular appointment, there will be multiple doctors. True or false? Yes, it is. And this is also going to be true. So answer is going to be all of them into that. 15th. Yes, fine. You understand this last sentence? For one appointment, we consider one particular appointment, a patient. One appointment has one patient. Me cardinality is one to many. तर एक appointment एक patient का नहीं. तर appointment having one patient is going to be having multiple doctors. एक appointment एक patient का नहीं ने. तर appointment के patient can have multiple doctors. For one appointment, a patient can have many doctors. Yes. Hope that you are clear. Right. Then the next part, question number 16. Which of the following statements are correct with respect to the given relations? Right. Which of the following statements are correct with respect to the given relations? We want the correct statement. Given relations. All relations are in third normal form. A doubt. All relations are in 3NF. What is it? This one. Doctor ID, doctor name, doctor gender, doctor NIC is there. Isn't this going to be another unique value? And now, this is violating 3NF. Then not in 3NF. Transitive dependency is there. This is primary key. Patient ID, patient name, patient address, patient phone. That's fine. Then appointment, patient ID, appointment date, appointment type. That's also fine. Treat, still fine. But this is not in 3NF. They say that all the relations are in third normal form. That's wrong. Except the first one, others are in 3NF. एक है. Relation appointment maintains a composite key. Relation appointment maintains a composite key. Appointment has a composite key. The known appointment ID, patient ID. Is patient ID supporting the primary key? No. And not composite. It's a foreign key. Appointment time is derived attribute. Appointment time here is a derived attribute. Is it? No. How can you derive it? Appointment time. When you set an appointment, we have to give the appointment. Your appointment is at 6:45. That can't be calculated. It's not a derived one. Then app ID, okay, appointment ID in a treats relation, appointment ID in treats relation is a candidate key. Is this going to be a candidate key? No. Candidate key is both of them. That is the primary key here. Then this is supporting the primary key. If so, what is this individually called? What is this going to be? Appointment ID only available in the treats table. Treats table එක appointment ID කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? Composite key ද, alternate key ද, foreign key ද, primary key ද? What is it? What is this appointment ID available in the treats table? That's going to be foreign key. Hey, this is the one connecting with the appointment table. හරිනේ. තර මෙයා foreign key එක වෙනවා. Individually considered, but both of them will be the candidate key or else the primary key or else the composite key. So then be fit with them. Then appointment ID in the trees table is a candidate key. No. Then doctor ID in the trees table is a foreign key. Doctor ID is a foreign key. Is it? Yes. This is connecting with the doctor table. Yes. That is the answer. So then be ready with them. So then this level of questions you should be able to answer. Right. Now the Python part. Right. What would be the execution output of the following Python code? This is a Python code. Now here the priority order has to be considered. Can you remember the priority order? So I gave you a big short note. I think I have it with me now. Give me a small time for me to find it. Right, now this is a Python short note. So I think my students have it. Even for the others, I'll share this if you want. In the YouTube link, I'll update that. Then this Python short note, what we are using is giving everything summarized, right, regarding the Python part. Then this is regarding the file handling. Even after that, we have the file part, right, how to read files, how to update files, how to write into files, all are there. And then after that, the appending into files, yes, this is a file part. Then the Python operators are there. Right, so regarding our operators, the main operators are going to be equal, not equal, greater than, less than, and some examples. This is summary, right? Then after that, the logical operators, then bitwise operators, then with the examples and everything, how they are. So you people may remember, right? Then bitwise operators, bitwise AND operator, O operator, XOR, how they are. And then the normal operators, assignment operators, incrementation, multiplication, modulo, how they are going to be. And then this is the one we need at the moment, operator precedence, right? So then they are the priority of the operators. First priority go for brackets, then exponent, bitwise, then the normal multiplication, division. This is the order, how the order changes from there to here and here to there. Then in it, the comparisons logical are going to have the lower level operation precedence. Now the earlier question, this one, what would be the execution output of the following Python code if this is it? Right. Now there you better replace this PQR from this. So I may go to the board and do this separately. Then that would be easy to explain. The question comes like, yes, y equals p integer division q plus r, then exponent s multiplied by q. Now they are giving values for p. P is given as 10, so q is given as 4, r is given as 2, st is given as 3, so q is repeating here 4. So then my statement turns back into 10 integer division 4 plus 2 exponent 3 multiplied by 4. So according to the priority order, what is our priority order? Brackets, exponent. So we have exponent, and after that the plus, so bitwise operators, bit shifting is there. Sorry, no, before that we have to go for multiplication, division, integer division, modulo. That's the order with the available statements. Then here we have to give first priority for this exponent part. That is the high priority among the other operators. Once that is being executed, the statement turns into 10 integer division 4 plus this part gives you 2 to the power 3, gives you 8. Okay, very simple point. And then the multiplication goes with 4. Now which one is going to be the next to execute? Then according to the priority, plus and minus goes next. Then here we have integer division as well as multiplication. Integer division and multiplication both are in the same level. If you find similar level operators, which would be executed at first? Left to right order. In the available statement, these are similar level. We continue the execution, the leftly available one at first and then the other one right hand. They are the same level. And now this is going to be executed 10 integer division 4. Then 10 divide by 4 integer. Consider the integer part only. And this is going to be 2, 8. We don't care about the remainder. Answer is going to be 2 in it. So this gives you 2 while having 8 into 4. Now the next priority goes for the multiplication. 8 into 4 is 32 added with 2, final answer is going to be 34. Hope that that's fine. It was simple, but remember the priority order, you must memorize it. Right. Then that particular question gives you 34. Fine. Right. Then 34 is the answer. Then what will be the execution output of the Python code if this? Now this is a code. Now that has bit shifting and bitwise O operator. How they are going to be executed? Just to revise you, when you go for bit shifting, say that it's somewhere like 14, write bit shift 2. How will that be executed? First we write this in binary, this bit shifting, write bit shifting, shift the bits towards the right hand side. And now 14 is written as in binary 8420. This is a binary answer. Now we are shifting 2 bits right. And now these 2 bits which are available in the rightmost corner are shifted further. That means they are being dropped. So right bit shift will continue removing your bits from the right hand side. Then the final answer is 1 and 1. Then that makes the place values as 1 and 2, gives you 3 as the answer. That's a right bit shifting. Parallel to that, what is going to be the left bit shift? Right. If I am doing the same example, 14 left bit shift 2, then my bit pattern is 14 1 1 1 0. I have to shift 2 bits left side, this side. Now the place values are going to be 1 2 4 8. I want to shift them further. So then I want to consider the place value of 16 as well as 32. This is original value, I want to shift them towards. Then all these are shifted 2 places left, going to be 1 1 1 and 0. Then these 2 places are coming with another 2 zeros. So that my value is going to be increased. Now the value is going to be 1 2 4 8 16 32. Then this is going to be 40 56. Now the answer goes as 56. And now left bit shift make the value larger, right bit shift make the given value smaller. Given value is 14, after right bit shifting it's going to be 3. Left bit shift, given value is 14, answer is going to be 56. Right. In that manner, the question goes like, is question 18 is going to be a right bit shift, C bitwise O operator B. Then they say that A is going to be 8, B is going to be 3, C is going to be 1. Then my statement turns into 8 right bit shift 1 and bitwise operator 3. Now among these, what is the priority? The priority order, I will rewrite it, brackets, then exponent, after that multiplication, division, modulo, integer division, things like that, then plus and minus. Now the bit shifting comes, after that bitwise AND, bitwise XOR, bitwise O. This is bitwise O, this is exclusive O, this is bitwise AND, and this is a bit shifting. So in that manner, we have to perform bit shifting at first, since it has the high priority than this bitwise O. Then 8 bit shift 1. So 8 would be 8 4 2 1. We have to right bit shift 1. Right means we drop this. Then the answer goes like 100. So 100 makes it as 1 2 4. Answer is going to be 4. then completely this answer turns into 4. Bitwise O operator 3. Now we have to write them in binary. So 4 would be, the place values are 4, 2, 1. 4 is going to be 1, 0, 0. This is going to be 4. Next is going to be 3, 1 and 1. Now we have to perform them as bitwise O operator. This is going to be bitwise O. And now consider each and every place value, perform O. Perform O, perform O. Final answer is going to be 7 in decimal. Right. So then for the question 18, it would be 7. Hope that this recollects how these bitwise operations are going to be. Then the answer is going to be 7 in it. Then one other question comes, what would be the execution output of the following Python code if this? So it has bit shifting, bitwise XOR, bitwise O. Hari, we'll do the question still. That is M bitwise O N having a bracket even, right bit shift K bitwise XOR N. Then the replacements are, they have said that M is going to be 10, bitwise O, N is going to be 4, then a right bit shift, this is going to be 2, exclusive O gate, N is still going to be 4. Right. Then what is the order? Bit shifting is first, our priority order. Bit shifting and then XOR O. XOR is having high priority than O. But in this case, the bracket is given here, right? Bracket comes here. So what would be executed at first? Bracket, not this. A bracket has high priority. Then not this, I want to go for this. And now 10 would be 8, 4, 2, 1 to make it as 10. Right? This is the 10. And then we have to go for 4. This is 4. Then we need to perform them as bitwise O operator. Then the answer goes like 0, 1, 1, 1. Then that is going to be, this is 12. This makes the answer as 14. Am I correct? Right. Now my statement turns into, this part is going to be 14, the entire bracket. That's the bracket we had. Then right bit shifting to exclusive O 4. So what is next? Bit shifting. Right. Now 14 is going to be 1, 1, 1, 0. Right bit shift 2. Then these two are dropped. Then the answer goes like, after performing this is going to be dropped. Then it would be 1, 1. That makes it as 3. Then my entire statement turns into 3. That's the whole thing. Hurry. Then 3 exclusive O 4. Then 3 is going to be 1 and 1. 4 is going to be 1, 0, 0. This is 3. This is going to be 4. Now we have to perform this as exclusive O operator. And now 1, 0 is going to be 1. 1, 0 is going to be 1. This is still going to be 0, 1. Now the answer is going to be the 7. Right. So then there the answer goes like 7 or 3. What's wrong then? This is 10. M is 10. N is 4. K is 1. That's a problem. k is 1, right? I put it as 2. That's a problem. So here k is going to be 1. Sorry. Then how do you make it? This is going to be 1. That's a correction. So this part still remain 14. Then this is going to be bit shifting 1. Bit shift 1. Then 14 is going to be 8, 4, 12. This is it. Now right bit shift 1. Then this is going to be dropped, making this as 7. Then 7 exclusive 4. Now this is still going to be 7. Then 7 makes this as 1. That's how it's going to be 7. Then under the exclusive OR gate, this is going to be 1, 1. This is going to be 0. Then the answer is going to be 3. Then hurry. So then I make that mistake, not 2, it's going to be 1. Right. That's a 19th question. That's about the operators. And then we have another question going to be 20. Still the similar question, but that is mixing up with most of the operators. Brackets is there, exponent is there, addition, bit shifting, modulo, all are there. Then this may be in the exam level. I applied the earlier statements for you to heat up, or what is that called as warm up. May operators take mehemai kiyala. But we'll see how it is going to be. The next question. Question number 20. That is given as x equals 6 exponent 2 plus 3, then bitwise O 1 right bit shift 6 modulo 4. Right. Now it has no variables available. Instead it has the values directly given. Right. Now what is the precedence? Bracket has to be given the first priority. No issue. Then within the brackets we have exponent and plus. What is the first operator? Exponent. And that's going to be 6 squared. 6 squared kyani 6 into 6 36. And then that has to be added with 3. Then altogether this entire part turns into 39. That's a bracket. And then the remainder continues as bitwise O operator 1, right bit shift 6 and modulo 4. If so, what is the next priority? Here we have bitwise O, bit shifting and modulo. Bit shifting has lower priority than plus minus modulo. Now I have to perform this modulo, and even plus minus is above the bit shifting. So in that manner, bitwise O, modulo, bit shifting. And now what is the next priority? Definitely go for this. Then the expression turns into 39 bitwise O1, bit shifting 6 modulo 2. How to operate that? 6 divided by 4 and considering the remainder modulo operator, you know that. This is going to be 1, 4, remainder is going to be 2. And then this part goes as 2. Now we have bitwise O and bit shifting. What is the high priority? Bit shifting. 1 shifting towards the right hand side. Then in binary, 1 is this. We have to shift 2 bits towards the right hand side. Then these places are empty. We have to drop 2 places. When you drop them, this 1 has to be dropped. The other place, we can keep this as 0, 0, 0. Any number of zeros can be put into the front. Then once these 2 are dropped, your answer is going to be completely 0. Alright? Then this is going to be 0. Then my answer turns into 39 bitwise O operator. This part turns into 0 only. That's it. Now this is a special situation. When you drop these 2 bits, the answer turns into 0. Why? You remove them. Now perform them in binary. Then 39 means the place values are 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 32 and 7 more, right? And then the other is completely going to be with zeros. Now we have to perform the bitwise O operation. If one of them are available, answer is going to be 1. So this is still going to be 39. Then for the 20th, still the answer has to be 39. Yes, last one, 5 is the answer. Right. Now I believe that you may overcome this sort of a question in your exam. Definitely this will be there, since all the past paper had at least one question from this operator precedence. Right. So likewise, I target the questions and added them, thinking they will be there in this pattern. The values may be different, operators may be different, but remember the order. Then 21. How many stars does the following Python program output? Now this is question number 21. To manage the space, I have added all those programs in one line. Right. Then this is a question number 21. They said that how many stars will be producing. What is it then? I is 1. Now you know about loops, if conditions, break statement, continue statement. Can you? Right. So then yes, someone had corrected me. Just thank you in the chat group. I didn't see that. Now only I saw it. Right. 21. How many stars? Now we have to execute that. Still we know that in order to execute the while statement, right, now this is clear. Whenever you are going to go for I is a variable, now it's going to be 10, fine. Then while, normally while statement works based on the condition. When the condition is true, it repeats. As soon as it's going to be false, stops it. Now I value is 10 now. 10 more than 0, the yes. Then I, what is this statement? I equals the current I minus 3, isn't that? Reducing I by 3. Then current I is 10, reducing that by 3 will make it as 7. I value is 7. Then 7 less than 5, the no. Then we don't go to the if statement. Even if you go to the if statement, there's a break statement. What happens with break? If it is break, stop the repetition of the loop. Loop is completely terminated. But now, luckily we don't go there, since 7 is not less than 5. Then we go to the else part, print star. How many stars are there? 2 stars. Output has this star and this star. Then we go to the other round, the second round of my loop. Then I am going to start the second round. There the I value is 7 now. Early it was 10. With 7 I come down. Now 7 minus 3 makes it as 4. Then we check 4 less than 5, the yes. Now it's going to be yes. Then we print star, there will be a star, and then break. As soon as a break is executed, what will happen? The repetition will be stop. So then we don't do anything under the while. All these are under the while loop. Then we don't continue the program. And how many stars will be there? Only 3 stars available. Hope that you are clear. Right? Very simple program. How it is going to be. Right. Then the second question. 20 seconds. 20 seconds says that how many stars does the following Python program output? Even of this question, they ask how many stars are there. Similar question, but the commands are available in different places. We'll see. I is 9 now. Okay. We check 9 more than 0, the yes. Print star. This yes, then there will be a star. Okay. Then I reduced by 4, then I equals I minus 4. I minus equals 4 means. Then 9 minus 4 is making it as 5. Then we check 5 is more than 3, the yes. Then you will print another star. Then there will be 2 stars. We don't go to else. Then we are going to the next round. I'll use a different color then. This is second round. There the I value is 5. 5 more than 0, the yes. There will be 1 another star comes. Then 5 minus 4 makes the I value as 1. Then 1 more than 3, the no. Then you go to the else part and break it. So then under the else part, no stars are there. Still it is giving you 3 stars to be displayed. Okay. Then the 22 answer still going to be 3. Hope that you are clear. Then so then that's the question number 22. How many stars of the following Python program? Still 3. Then 23. What would be the output of the following Python code program? Then question number 23. They expect another Python. They want the output. Right. Now, what is it? We want the output directly. I is 6, while 6 more than 0, yes it is. Then I equals I minus 1. Then initially it's 6, now it's going to be 5. Then 5 equals to either no. I is 5. Ne? Continue. What is this continue statement doing? Continue will skip the current iteration and start the next one. Current iteration is skipped. Right? It doesn't terminate. If you have break, loop is terminated. If it has continue, skip the rest of the statements and start the other loop. Right? Other iteration, sorry. Continue execute වෙච්ච ගමන් මෙතනින් පල්ලෙහා තියෙන ඔක්කොම ටික loop එක ඇතුලේ තියෙන ටික skip වෙලා ඊළඟ round එක start කරනවා. ඔන්න continue එක. මතක ඇති. හරි. Then this is not, therefore we don't go for continue. Then we print I. So I would be having the value 5. So 5 display වෙනවා. Then we are starting the other round. I'll go to a different color to represent the other round. There the I value is 5. Hari. I 5 una. Right. Now I is going to be 5. Then 5 minus 1 makes it as 4. Then 4 equals to the still not. Then we don't go to continue and displaying 4 on the screen. Hari. Now the next part, 4 more than 0 the yes, not 4, yes 4 goes there, then with the deduction of 1 make that as 3. Then 3 equals to the, now it's yes, that means continue will get executed. If it is continued, we immediately go to the next round. Then the next round, I value is still, I value is 3, I has been modified, then I is going to be 3 now, right. Then 3 minus 1 makes that as 2, is 2 equal to this thing? No, now 2 will be displayed, 3 is skipped from display. Then we go to the other round, making the value as 2, then 2 is more than 0, the yes. Now we reduce that by 1, making that as 1. Then 1 equal to 3 the no, then 1 will also be there on the screen. Then with 1 we go to the next round. 1 more than 0 the yes, then 1 minus 1 make that as 0, I value is 0 now, equal the no, then print 0 as well. Then you go to the next round 0, is 0 more than 0? No. And our outputs are going to be 5, 4, 2, 1, 0. They are the outputs. Right now, really, there's a error in the printing, right? Now, I wonder whether there's a error in the way I executed. But there's a question when you write that in Python. Right. Now, this is a code. We narrated that in this I greater than C, yes. So, code is this. When you type that in Python, the answer goes like this, right? So, then 5, 4, 3, 1, 0. So, then there's a printing error in the question, no issue then, right? Right. Now, the way we execute that is fine for this particular code. Okay. Right. Okay, then we'll move back to the question number 24 even. So it says that question number 24, again we have to go for the output. Now that is not that easy. The thing is, it has a certain condition which is quite complex than the previous. We'll see what it is, right? Now, question number 24, I in range 3, 10, 2. Then this range function creates values 2 by 2, 3 and adding 2. Then that's going to be 5, then 7 and then 9, except the last value. So then this will get repeated for 4 times. Then at the first round, I is going to be at the first round I is going to be 3. Making the I value 3, we come into the loop. Then 3 left bit shift 2. They are quite complex, right? Then 3 would be 1 and 1. Left bit shift means you shift them to the left side. 2 places. Then the value is going to be 1, 2, 4, 8, making that as 12. At the first round, this is going to be 12. And now the statement is going to be 12 modulo 2 not equal to 0. So, 12 modulo 2, is it divisible by 2? Yes, a modulo means divided by 2 and the remainder. Remainder is 0. Is that not equal to 0? No, it is equal to 0. Then this is going to be completely false. Alright. And now we don't go to continue. Instead, we print this, I will be printed. So, the output would be 3 here. I am listing the output somewhere here. 3 is going to be an output for 24. Right. Then we are moving to the next round, making the I value as, yes, making the I value as 5. Next value. Right. Now, I is going to be 5. Then 5 left bit shift 2. And now 5 would be written as 1, 0, 1. Left bit shift means 2 places left. And place values are 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. That's going to make it as 20. And on 20 modulo 2 not equal to 0. 20 modulo 2 is also even, 20 is even. Then that's going to be 0, not equal to 0, the still false. And now we don't go to continue, we print the value 5 as well. Alright. Then we are moving into the next round. I'll erase these values since I don't have space. Now we go to the next round. value 7, right? Then 7 left bit 7. Then 1, 2, 3, 7, 2 bits left. Place values are 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. This is 24 and 28. 28 modulo 2 not equal to 0. Again, this is going to be even, going to be the answer as 0, still false. And we'll get that value as well, 7. Right? Then the last value 9. We'll go to 9 here. So whenever we go for 9, 9 left bit shift to 9 would be 8, 4, 2, 1. Left bit shift means another 2 bits, 2 places. And now place values are 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. Then 32 plus 4 is going to be 36. 36 modulo 2 still 0, not equal the no. And that 9 is also visible. Then final answer is 3579. So 3579 means fourth one is the answer. Hari. Then for question number 24, fourth one is the answer. I don't want to mark it. Then 25, what would be the output of the following Python program? Then the next question, I'll erase this to arrange some more space. Right. Then the next question is 25. It says 25, what is the output of the following Python program? Now here. Now in this case, there's another different environment is given. X is a list. We have pop, append and remove. Can you remember those differences in pop, remove? Hari. පොඩක් එක මතක් කරලා යන්න. Whenever we go for a list like 5, 9, 3, 4, this is a list. Then I can say that L dot append, within brackets I may write it as 5. What is this append doing? Adding this value to the end of the list. And as a result, my list is turning into 5, 9, 3, 4, and the newly added 5 is added to the end. Appending is adding values to the end. ඕනනම් ඔයා ලියා ගන්න. දැන් මම ආයෙ notes ඉදි යන්නේ නැහනේ. ඊළඟට we have the other command called as pop. Pop is what? Pop is removing the items from the list. Append is adding, pop is removing. But pop is using the index of the item, not the item value. Indexes. So then this is the current list having the indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I say pop 3, what would be removed? Item having the index 3. What is that item? This, not the number 3. You understand that? Pop is focusing on the index. And now, after this execution, my list is turning into 5, 9, 3. This is gone. Instead, it has 5. Right. Then I can have another keyword going to be remove. If we have the remove keyword, that will remove the specific item not by referring to the index. And here the if I say remove 3, now what will be removed now? I'll just say that 9 or something like that. Otherwise it's confusing. Remove 9. Then it focused the value 9 and that would be removed from the list. And now 5, 3, 5 is the final answer. Then this is a lesson for you to learn. Lesson means whatever the reminding. remove keyword goes for the item, pop keyword goes for the index to be removed, while append is adding things. And based on that knowledge, what would be the answer here? Here, this is going to be 1, 2, 3. Then it says that X copy. Copy copy will create the list of X as it is onto the variable Y. And now Y is also having the same list like X. And now Y is having 1, 2, 3 as it is. Y is the copy of X. That's another keyword found in our Python to handle lists. That's why I say that in Python there are lots of keywords. Sometimes you might have not heard everything. It's not practical to teach in my side as well everything. So from this you may guess and find what it is. This is another guessing level. As I remember, I didn't teach this copy keyword earlier, but now it is there. Likewise, in the exam you may get a certain strange keyword sometimes. Practically, most of the keywords are given in our short note as well. But we didn't go through every keyword due to the limitation of the times. So then now this is fine. Y will be the copy of X. Now it says that X pop 2. Pop is from the index, that is removing from the X, list X. Then X is going to be now removing 2. 2 means, is that removing the item 2 or index 2? It's removing the index 2, not the item. Ehena, X is removing what? 3, that's the index. Indexes are going to be 0, 1, 2. Remove the index 2. And X here onwards is going to be 1 and 2 only. On X level. Then Y append 4. Y is this. That is going to be appended with 4. And now the list Y is going to be somewhere like 1, 2, 3 and 4 comes, since it is going to be append. That's the nature of Y. Then it says that that is after this. Now Y remove 1. Remove is index the item. And with this item will be removed, not the index. And it is going to be 2, 3, 4. That is the nature of Y. Then it says that print X. So X is this, print Y. And final answer is 1 and 2 in one line. Other line 2, 3, 4 comes as the other answer. What is it? Last is the answer, right? 25 answer is going to be the 5. This is the answer. Right? They are available in 2 different lines. Hope the things are clear. Then the next question. Now to question number 26. Right. Still a simpler program. Hurry. Question number 26. Student, right, what is this? Students, we have square bracket at the edges. And now what is this, students? A list. Hurry. Inside the list, what else do we have? First item is going to be a bracket. Bracket ekak kiyanne? A tuple. This is going to be a tuple. This is still going to be a tuple. Now our list is having tuples as the items. Then the indexes of the list is going to be, this is going to be 0, this is going to be 1, this is going to be 2. They are the indexes. Then how many brackets are there? 1, 2, 3. There are 3. Then within the list, still there are indexes going on. So within the list, 1 is 0, 1, 2. This is still 0, 1, 2. This is 0, 1 and 2. Right? Then there are items with the index 0, 1 and 2. This is still with the index 0, 1 and 2. Still 0, 1 and 2, they are the indexes. Right. If I want to reach someone, what is the way I reach that? I must say that the main index is, someone is somewhere here, 1 of 1. Students again 1 of 1. Simply students 1 of 1 is giving you someone. These are called as 2D arrays. Okay, then that's a background. Then I'll erase this part to get more space. Right. Now I is I minus 1. We don't have an I value given initially. Alright, sorry, I is minus 1, sorry. This I is minus 1, that's fine. I value is minus 1, okay. Then minus 1 is the I value, minus 1 less than this thing. I'll erase everything here then to make it clear. Right, now I can run that easily. Right, now it says that I is minus 1, this is minus 1. Len students. What is the len students? The length of the students array. 1, 2, 3. It's going to be 3. 3 items are there. 3 minus 1 makes that as 2. Then we are checking minus 1 less than 2. Yes. Then I is increment by 1. I is minus 1. Adding 1 will make it as 0. I minus 1 added to 1 makes it as 0. Alright. That's simple maths. Right. Then if students I would be 0. 0, 2 is less than 5. 0 is this item. Then internal to that we have further indexes going within the tuple 0, 1, 2. And 0, 2 in the sense 75. It checks 75 is less than 50. That's the way how you reach it. Is 75 less than 50? No, we don't go to continue. Therefore, we will continue this students 0, 1 end. And that is going to give you students is the list 0 and 1. 0 and 1 is 0, 1 means Nimal. The name will be there. Going to be Nimal. And then what is this end double quotes? Continuation character to the same line. So, next output will continue, not going into the next line. On the end equals this thing. So, this is to continue. And we are going to the next round of the while loop. So, I value is 0 now. Then we check 0 less than to the yes. Early it was minus 1. Then incrementing that one, make that as 1. Now, we go for I value as 1, 1, 2. This is the main index 1, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 42. Now, it's going to be 42. Less than 50 the yes. And now we go to continue. What will happen continue? Skip the rest and immediately go to the other round. Then the other round we have the value 1 while this is going to be 1. 1 less than 2 the still yes. Then this increment by 1 make that as 2. Then we check 2, 2. 2, 2 is this. This is the 2. 2 is 88. Then we check is 88 less than 50 the no, then we don't go to continue. Now we display that 88 this is 2, 2, 1. 2, 1 in the sense Kamal. Then in the same line next Kamal is also coming. And then when you go to the next round, I value is 2, is 2 less than 2? No, we don't go. And our answer is Nimal Kamal only. Second one is the answer. Hari. These are the really exam level questions, no arguments, nothing to worry about it. Right. Then the next question. 27. This is regarding file handling, still in Python. The output shown in figure 47, somewhere 47, that's not 47, right? 27, 47 printing can be obtained using students.txt. Here student.txt, there's a file. This may be the file, right? They have given that as file. In figure 27.2, right? By executing the Python code shown below with suitable replacements for its blank, label P to Q, right? So that we need to find what these PQ are. Yes, you understand the question? They are telling that this output has been obtained using this file with this code, Python code. Then how can that be? We open the file, that's okay, in the reading mode, so that file pointer will be placing into the initial level. Then while true, this always true loop, continuous repetition, right? Then read line. Now we will go through the available answers. P would be file. Okay, P would be file. That's fine, right? Now we can just go for the variable names. This is going to be the file opening situation. And then after opening that file, file.read line, this may go for line. That's still true, right? And I can read this as line variable. That would be quite fair. If not line, you can remember that. So you open the file point is placing here, and we read the first line. Even we go to the next line. Read line is reading the current line and moving the pointer to the next line. Matakada? Current line එක read කරලා ඊළඟ line එකට point එක දානවා. ඒකත් read කරලා ඊළඟ line එකට point එක දානවා. Likewise, once you reach the last line, we read this and pointer will be put into the last line. Then we don't have any more content. That is being captured by this if not line. That means at the last line, after the last line you have null, nothing is there. Then this is that if not line, that means nothing is there, yes true, then only we will break it. Right? That means we have come to the end of the file reading. So then that would be breaking your execution if it is not line. That's our traditional order of reading files, line by line. Then data Q is line dot split. We know that these lines are split from the spaces available. Then data S equals P. Data S. Now when I read each and every line, this is the first item, index number 0, this is 1, this is going to be 2. Once I read it and split it. Okay. Then data would be a list having those. First one has Alice. Then next item is P. Next item is 85. Then they check is P. P is going to be the second item. S would be 1. In the list 0, 1 and 2. If E is going to be P, then data T. What is T? T is 1. Output is, yes, T is that name. Then we have to display the name. Then T is going to be 0 and 85 is 2. Marks have to be displayed. Index 0 and index 2 are going to be displayed. In that manner, what is the answer then? P is going to be file. Either these answers, so these two can't be. Then Q is going to be line, Q line, ekath hari. Then R is going to be break. Then this is not. Then out of these two, then S is going to be 1 or 2. S is going to be 1. Now first one is the answer, not the fourth one. Yes, that's it. That's a ordinary file handling question. Right, now the next 28. Still a similar question. If you did that, this is nothing. Then output of the export file, export sales text shown in figure 28.1. 28.2 then, right? No, output is here, right? This output, okay. Can be obtained using the file sales, this is a file. Executing the Python code given below, replacement P to U. Now you have to detect P to U. Very simple. Then this is file writing concept. This is the source file. This is going to get another file called as export sales. This is export sales file in figure 28. So we read this and put them into the, this is going to be the sales file. Reading this, writing them into the other file. Then this is P, a variable, file open goes to P. P kila variable ekkada ganna. Then we open another file, the other file, output file, into the Q variable, while true, the continuous loop. Then read line goes with what? The reading file, that's correct. Then if not line, under this, if not, then what happens? Still going to be break. That means we have reached to the end of the line. And R has to be break. Right. Then we read the line and split it. Then row will have this part. So then there we have the item called as laptop. Then under this, the row will create the first row, right? This part that has laptop. I'll write them shortly. And then E and then 120. This is what the row incident or the row variable. These are the indexes. All are going to be of text values. Alright. Now, if row is E is available in the index 1, and S has to be 1. Then Q dot write, Q is the other file. We have to write row T. What is written there? Laptop and the last one. And row 0 and the last value is row 2. Sorry. Then what is going to be the answer? So it would be R is going to be break, then S has to be 1, then not this, R has to be break, S has to be 1, and not this, yes, answer is 1. Right. That is the question number 28. Right. Then the next question, 29. What is that? This is another good question, right? Related to some functions. Okay. Def update. This is question number 30. Which of the following is the output of the Python code given above? Right. Now there's a certain thing to learn as well. We'll see. Def. This is a function. So function goes up to this with the return statement, and then this is a main program. We know about functions, they are sub programs, right? Now the value, the first line is executed, value variable is going to be 5. Function won't get executed unless it is being called. Until it is being called, it won't get executed. And this is not the first line to execute, this is the first line to execute. Alright. There are value variable is going to be 5, update number 5. So update number is going to be the function. Now the execution moves into the function with the reference value 5. Value is 5. Now you can remember the global variable, local variable concept. And now 5 is a local variable, num is a local variable which is handled within the function. Value is going to be a global variable maintained under the main program. This is a main program. Alright. Then in that order, this is going to get executed. Now num is going to be 5. With the 5 we come in. 5 added to 10 make the num value as 15. Num plus 10 is num equals num plus 10. So current num is 5, adding 10 will make it as 15. Returning the value 15. So then when you execute this, print value. What is displayed? 15 the 5 the. Update number is executed, then that will call the function and return the value num. Is that return value captured by the main program? ඒක main program එක capture වුණාද? නෑ. හරි. If so we need to write this statement මේ එහෙම capture වෙනවා. දැන් මේක return value එකක් තියෙන හන්දා we need to initialize this into a certain variable like x. So that x is going to be 15. ඒක හරි. And then if you say print x, now you may get 15. This is printing the value variable. So under the main program, the global variable, the value program has the value 5. Has that been changed? The value 5 has been changed or some other num is changed? Num is changed, not the value. And value remains as 5, so output is going to be 5 only. Alright? Now this is called as pass by value. Right? That means we pass a value into the function and then that particular value is executed and creating a certain variable value as num. You are clear? Pattern නෑනේ. value කියන variable එක තමයි global variable එක. program එක පටන් ගන්න මෙතනින්. initial එක 5 කියලා කිව්වා. දැන් function එක call කරනවා value එක 5 දාලා. ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑ. ඒතර මෙතෙන්දී value කියලා කියන්නේ 5. ඒතර මේ function එකට pass කරන්නේ මම value එකක්. මේ variable එක value කියන එක හිතන්න එපා. ඉලක්කමක් දාන්න. 5 කියන ඉලක්කම තමයි දාන්නේ. ඒක කොහෙද තිබ්බේ කියන එක අදාළ නැහැ. හරි. ඒ පහ කියන එක function එකට ආපුවාම it may deal with the value 5 and return a value like num. That won't get affected to the variable value since it stays as it is. So then this order is called as pass by value. Passing a value into the function. හරි. ඕක මම තව example එකකට එන්නම්. මේ වගේ. I may have a function, the concept is pass by value. This is a concept in programming, right? Into functions. What සමහරට paper එක test වෙයි. නිකන් චුට්ටක් බලමු. හරි. එතකොට I'll go to a function def cal x, y, then ans equals x plus y, and then I am telling it as return ans. Make a function එකක් නේ. Now I am going to call this function. I may say print hello. And at first what will get executed? Any of these, so hello will get executed. Hello, make a main program. Then I am calling this function. I am calling this function as cal 3, 8. Then when I am calling this, I pass these two values into the function. So x is going to be 3, x is going to be 3. X is going to be 3, y is going to be 8. Right? Then those values are passing and executing it. ඒක හරිනේ. ඔක තමයි pass by value කියන්නේ. We are passing a value into the function. Even this can be done in another way. I may maintain another variable called as p as 3 and then q as 8. Now I call the function as cal p comma q. Then what is his p implying? The value in it. p වල තියෙන value එක තමයි pass කරන්නේ දැන් මම. value එක 3. q කියලා මෙතන දැම්මට the value 8 is passed and then we execute it. value by pass value by pass by value into the functions. ඕක තමයි කතන්දරය. So then we deal with the internal local variables to get these answers. So then that was experienced in the earlier question. දැන් එතන තව ප්‍රශ්නයක් ආවා. ඒකත් මට කියන්න ඕන එකක්. Now this has a return value. Whenever we have a return value, is it essential to equalize this function call into a variable or can just keep it as it is? We can just keep it. No need. Hari? So just to show you the output of this question, this is question number 29 I hope. I think I have the code prepared already during my preparation part. We'll see. This 29 is there. I'll show that code, how it is going to get executed. Question number 29. Right. Now this is a code, right? Then it says a deft update number, the earlier question, num is 10. Then we have the function called having no any variable. Then if I run this, you see that the output is 5, right? So what I want to say, there are two things. One is passed by value. Other one is the functions can be called. This function is going to be called. Function is going to be called even without the return value, right? Now the function has a return value, but no need to assign them. Still we can call it. That's the idea. Fine. And even now he is passing through the value there, not the reference. We'll see the other one. Right. Right. Okay. Then question number 30, the last question in MCQs. Still we have spent 3 hours, right? Last week we spent 5 hours, 3 hours. So then really I wanted to shorten our paper, but it's going to get extended like this. We'll see. Then what about your feedback? Is this productive, revising, or better to revise these on your own, or what I did is effective, is it? පොඩි නිකන් motivation එකක් දෙන්න මට. Now I know that you all are motivated. What about my side? Yes, there are people. Is this successful? Too much? ඔච්චර එවනන්ස විභාගයට එන්නේ නැති වෙයි නේද? එහෙම වුණත් කමක් නැහැ නිකන් කියන්න නිකන් ඔච්චර සැර ඒවා එන්නේ නැහැ නේද සර්? පොඩි නිකන් x equals y වගේ ඒවා එන්නත් පුළුවන්. Or is this productive? So just put me a feedback in the YouTube channel or whatever the YouTube chat, just to motivate me to prepare the other paper. Others I'll feel like අනේ ඉතින් මේක මොකටද මුන්ට හදන්නේ? මම නිකන් කාලා හොඳට නිදාගෙන ඉන්නම් කියලා වගේ මට නිකන් feeling එකක් එන්න පුළුවන්. If you want the next discussion, motivate me. Others I'll sleep. It's your duty. Okay. Right. The 30th question. Def change list LST. Really, if you don't comment me, sorry, there won't be another discussion. That's your responsibility. I don't know. Right. Then the question number 30. A function, right? Then this is a main program. So then this is the first line. Number variable is going to be a list. We know that. And then change list numbers. So we are calling the function change list numbers. Now what is numbers? This list is passing into the function. And then we continue the execution for I in range 5, 8. So then range function creates you the value set 5, 6 and 7. Then LST is this, the one we have passed in LST, append I. At the first round I is 5. Then the current list is this. The current list has the value 1, 2, 3. They are the one we have passed. Then into that we are going to append the first item 5. The item 5 is added. And then we go to the second round, make the value I as 6. That is going to be append 6. Then the other round value is 7. 7 is going to be append. And then print numbers. Then what is going to be printed now? Numbers. Is this numbers? This is going to be a global variable in your point. The function handle LST as a internal variable called as local variable. And now what is output of numbers? Pass by value. That's our previous experience. The main global variable is 5. We handle that within the function with num variable, and that won't get affected to the main variable, the global variable. In this case, we had numbers as the global variable, LST as a local variable. If so, is number variable changing or not? Now it is changing. ඉස්සල්ලා නැහැ. ඇයි දැන් change වෙන්නේ? So then this instance is called as pass by reference. Right? ඉස්සල්ලා අපි කතා කරේ pass by value. This is called as pass by reference. So reference means not a value, the specific object is passing to the function. Then it says that def say that test LST, then we said that LST dot append 95. Then here we have num as the yes, I'll erase this. I may have the main program num going to be with 5, 3 as the main program. Then I am calling the function, that is test by passing num. Now I call this function, into the function I pass num. Then num had been given to the function not as a value, the same num object. That is called as pass by reference. We pass the exact object into the function, and that object is going to get updated. Then we pass the object, not only a value. And මේ list එකම තමයි pass වෙන්නේ. Then that is going to be appended. Then final answer is going to be 5395 would be the same num list. So if I say print num, if I say print num, this would be the output. ඕක තමයි pass by reference කියලා කියන්නේ. Now කොයි වෙලාවෙද ඔය pass by reference, pass by value is going to get applicable? This is a logic. So then if you go for the variables, now here these are variables, right? X and Y are variables. These are list. Can you remember that we learnt about mutable objects and immutable objects? What are mutable? Where the items can be changed? What කරලා තියෙන්නේ? Mutable objects. What are mutable objects? List. Why? When you define a list like this, 7, 5, 3, this is my list. Then the items can be updated separately. Individual items can be updated. This can be updated into 12. That's mutable, modifiable. Immutable කියන්නේ? The items of the value cannot be changed. So then tuple is going to be like that. 3, 9, 5. In a tuple, is it possible to change this 9 into 12? ඒක කරන්න බෑ. Even if I go to a integer variable, just like 341, this integer, is it possible for me to change this 4 only? When 4 විතරක් change කරන්න බෑ. I can assign that as 359, but I can't modify this item only. They are called as immutable. And the theory in Python is, if the value to pass into the function, if the value to pass into the function, if the value to pass into the function is immutable, it is acting as pass by value. ඔය MCQ වලට එන්නත් ඉඩ තියෙනවා. Pass by value. तर value එක තමයි pass කරන්නේ, not the object. Then if the value to pass is mutable, if the value to pass is mutable, just like lists, මේවා දාගන්න note වලට, just like list, then it acts as pass by reference. හරි මම දැන් ආයෙ note දෙන්න නැහැ පුතේ ආයෙ පස්සේ මේක ඕනනම් YouTube එකේ තියෙනවානේ පස්සට reverse කරලා පොඩ්ඩක් බලන්න. Then you can understand that well and maintain your notes, right? මේවා නිකන් suspect කරන දේවල් papers වලට එන්න පුළුවන් කියලා. මොකද මෙච්චර කල් මේවා අහලා තිබ්බේ නැහැ. එතකොට mutable නම් ඒ කියන්නේ list වගේ එකක් නම් it is acting as pass by reference. එහෙනම් the same object is changing. අර list වගේ එකක් දාපම ඒ object එකම තමයි modify වෙන්නේ. Not a internal local variable. But this is pass by value. That means it updating only the local variable, not the global. Immutable වෙනකොට. Variables වගේ ඒවා එහෙමයි. Tuples වගේ ඒවා එහෙමයි. They don't. Right? So then hope that you understood the point there. That's what the new knowledge you have to cover behind this question number 30. Right? So in that manner, this is going to pass a list. List is mutable, so that same list is going to be updated with this function execution. Now, this is the final output. Print numbers is not only these three, that is being updated with 5, 6, 7 as well. And then the final answer is going to be 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. This is the answer. Second one is the answer. Harane. Right. Then that's the knowledge you need to consider. Now the writing question. Right. Now here I have added only the, now really I didn't wanted to do really if it is working fine the Python essay question, but most of the people are not interested on it. That's why I wanted to cover the MCQ part in Python. But database hopefully everyone will take the essay question. So then I have added a question like that to give a certain brief revising on it. Hari, we'll see the question number 1. Consider the following description relevant to the database that is to be developed for a hospital to manage patient treatments. Then question is draw an ER diagram. So you have to draw an ER diagram based on this. Right. Then based on this description, I'll just explain that at first. whenever description as such, now this is the format where the 2024 question gave you point wise. That's very easy for us to determine. If they give a lengthy paragraph, quite hard for us to determine the entities, relationships like that. මෙහෙම දෙනවා නම් හරි ෂෝක්. මේ සැරේත් මෙහෙම දෙන්න කියලා අපි ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරමු නේද? Okay. Right. Then we'll see. Each patient, they have said that the question draw the ER diagram application, this application, entities, attributes, relationships, underline the primary keys, and also they said that to use the only the terms given within square brackets. On ඕක පුතේ exam එකේදී ඔයගොල්ලෝ miss කරන තැනක්. Follow their instruction. If they ask us to write them in capital, write them in the ER diagram. නැත්නම් ලකුණු නැහැ. If they ask us to use the same words in the given paragraph, use them. Don't try to use your own terms. Don't violate this instruction. එහෙමනොත් ලකුණු නැහැ. ඔක අපේ ළමයින්ට වෙන දෙයක්. diagram එක technically හරි. හැබැයි ඒගොල්ලෝගේ instructions follow කරලා නැත්නම් ලකුණු හම්බෙන්නේ නැහැ. carefully වැඩේ කරන්න මේ දුන්න වචනම පාවිච්චි කරන්න entity attributes වලට. ඔය කියන underlining හරියට කරන්න. සමහර තැන්වල එක paper එකක තිබ්බා capital වලින් primary keys ලියන්න කියලා. ඒතර ඒ capital වලින්ම ලියන්න. ඒක follow කරන්න නැත්නම් ලකුණු නැහැ අපරාධේ. ඒ කියන්නේ මහන්සි අමාරු කැලල කරලා ලකුණු නැති වෙනවා. හරි. Therefore this is very important. Use only the terms given within square brackets for the entities, attributes, relationships. Meaning use uppercase letters for entities and relationships. When you write entities, uppercase, relationship, uppercase. එහෙම නැතුව ලියුවොත් ඒකට ලකුණු නැහැ එච්චරයි. හරි. Be careful. හරි. Then the point. Each patient has a unique identifier. එහෙනම් once you read it, you may determine are they entities, relationships or attributes. Each patient, normally we detect that patient is a real world object, a certain entity, patient. Each patient has a unique ID. Patient ID එකක් තියෙනවා. එහෙනම් patient කියන්නේ entity එකක් නේ. So then by reading the paragraph you may mark this as a entity. And PID is a attribute, unique primary key, name, and whatever the things. So I determine the entity. Then each word is also a noun. And then unique number means it is confirming that word is going to be an entity. And word number is going to be an attribute. හරිනේ. මේක attribute එකක් වෙනවා එතකොට. And that's going to be the primary key as well. And word name is going to be an attribute. Likewise, when you read it, keep marking them along with the paragraph itself. That would be easy to map them into the ER diagram. These are attributes. ඊළඟට each doctor is also a noun, a real world object, hopefully an entity. We'll see. Doctor has a unique. Doctor has unique means obviously this is an entity. This is going to be an attribute which is going to be the primary key. And there are attributes. Now that's very easy since they are giving in point form. ඊළඟට doctor may treat. Treat is not a noun. Treat is not something available. It is going to be a verb. Hopefully a relationship. You may get that idea. Doctor may treat many patients. And treat is going to be a relationship, definitely not an entity. Many patients, and each patient may treat by several doctors. That's a cardinal thing. And make a relationship. Each treatment is recorded with a treatment identifier and the date likewise. And treatment has some other, each treatment is something, another noun, is recorded with treatment identifier, the date of treatment and the description. Hari. Then by skipping that part for the moment, I can map these details into the ER diagram. Right. Then I'll go to the board here. Since with this I can't draw this. Right. Now what is it telling? Patient. So I'll mark the patient here. Now every entity and relationship should be written in capital. මෙහෙම ලියුවොත් 0 marks. හරි. So you must use capitalization to label the entities. That's your perfect diagram. නැත්නම් ලකුණු නැහැ. Patient should be in capital. එහෙම නැත්නම් ඒකට ලකුණු නැති. එච්චරයි. Then patient has a unique identifier PID. You have to use those given things. P capital simple ID. Since it is unique, I may mark that as a primary key. එකත් හරි. A name consisting of first name and the last name. And patient has a name given as P name. This is consisting of the first name and the last name. The first name goes like P F name. That's going to be a composite attribute. And the other one is P S name. Hurry. And the date of birth PDOB. Each patient may have multiple contact numbers. And P phone. Multiple contact numbers is, what is this attribute? A multi-valued attribute, obviously. Each patient is admitted to one or more wards. Each patient is admitted to one or more wards. Then the third bullet says that each ward, we need to go for another entity called as ward. That should also be in capital. Entity in full capital. Be careful on them. Exam එක දෙනවා වරද්දන්න එපා පුතේ අපරාදේ. Ward. Then has unique ward number. WNO unique going to be the primary key. And the ward name. Then a patient is admitted to one or more wards, the second bullet. Then there should be a admitted to, and that's going to be a relationship going with still full capital. Relationships also like that. And that has to be not admitted to. What they have given has to be written. Maintain the spellings as well. Admitted to. This is a relationship. Even the cardinality has been given, we can mark it. Each patient is admitted to one or more wards. Each patient is admitted to one or more wards. Hurry. Each ward has a unique ward number and a ward name. Ekat hurry. Then each doctor has a unique number. Then we have to have another entity coming like doctor. Each doctor has a unique doctor number, DNO. Unique number primary key. Then a name and the specialization. D name and the specialization. Even specialization is a normal attribute. Ne? So that's given like D specialization, another attribute. Doctor may treat. Now treat is going to be a relationship. Doctor may treat many patients. Doctor, patient. Treat should also be in capital. Doctor may treat many patients and each patient may be treated by several doctors. Each patient may be treated by several doctors. Hurry. Each treatment, when we are treating, each treatment is recorded with the treatment identifier, the date of treatment, T date, and the description. So then forget about this treatment ID. Treatment date, where should that be? Doctor is treating to a patient, and a treatment date should go to the relationship. So then here we need to have treatment date as well as to the treatment description. And treatment, whatever the DESC. Right. Then in this question, they are giving another part. Each treatment is also given in brackets, is recorded with the treatment. Now this is a certain different experience for us. The thing is, when you are drawing ER diagrams, there are different standards. The standard that we are using is this. So this is the standard in our A-level scope, but these ER diagrams are drawn in some other format where the relationships are also indicated with separate names. For that format, this question is accepted. ඒකයි last line එකේ තියෙන each treatment කියන එක. ඒකල කපලා දැම්මත් කමක් නැහැ. You don't get such a part that is applicable for the other format of the ER diagram. Hari. Then the last bullet you can edit it. Each treatment is recorded with the treatment ID. Then cut that part, the each treatment. So then what is that section? Question එක ඒකලා අයින් කළා දාන්න. ඒක අපිට valid නෑ අපේ format එකට. Right? Then you must mark it as each treatment. Then cut this part. Treatment is recorded with the treatment identifier. Each treatment is recorded with the date of birth, date of treatment and the description. ඔන්න හොති බලන්න හරි. හරි. මෙතන each කැලලා තියන්න. මෙන්න මේ කැලලා අයින් කළා දාන්න. So that is not applicable for us. It is applicable for the other format of the ER diagram. There we need to have a certain unique identifier to be maintained. මේකෙදි එහෙම ඕනේ නැහැ. හරි. ඒක වැඩක් නැහැ. Right. Then this is a drawing of the ER diagram. Then is this completed? Cardinality is fine, but here cardinality is missing. What is that? Patient may be treated in many wards. A ward is being treating multiple patients. That's a obvious part. Now your ER diagram is fully completed. ඒක හරි. ඊළඟට part B says that write the relational schema in the ER diagram. List the tables with the attributes, underline the primary keys, draw the arrow from each foreign key to the table reference with the arrow heading to this thing. When there's a foreign key, draw an arrow and mark it. And how do you maintain the relational schema here? Right, then we'll go parallel with this to the other page. That's easy. For the patient, we need to have a table. For a ward, we need to have a table. Then for the doctor, we need to have another table. Then that's our rule. When you map them into the relational model, create a separate table for each and every entity. And one table here, another table here, another table here. I'll do that. Then for the patient, primary key is PID and these. We may continue so that right. Now the first table is patient. Right, there we have the patient ID is going to be the primary key, and then the patient date of birth is there. Right. And then you can remember that the other patient name is available as a composite. And now what is added there? The last level attributes are added, not the main one, right? So then last level is the patient name, first name and the surname, not the patient name. And it would be patient first name and then the patient surname. That's the way how you handle the composite attributes. Last level is added, not the intermediate level. And also we have the phone number. How do you treat the phone number? Phone number has to be added with a separate relation. And I can mark this as patient phone making that as another attribute with the primary key of the entity PID and making both of them as a composite key. එකත් හරි. Then my patient entity is okay. Now I am going to go for the next entity, doctor. So doctor goes with doctor number as the primary key, and then the doctor name. After that, the specialization. So it has no any strange attributes. I can have it. Even it's better if you can write these places still with capitalization. Why they said that maintain entities as capital. Entities කියලා විතරයි කියන්නේ, but මෙතන දාගෙන යනතර ඉවරයිනේ කතන්දරේ. ෆෝන් එකත් එහෙම කරා. Then we have another one called as ward. Still going to be with ward number, then ward name. Right. Now the entities were done. Then after that we have to map the relationships. So when you are going to go for the relationships, all of them are many to many. If so, if they are many to many, how to handle them? Create a separate table for the relationship. And now we have to have another table coming like admitted to, admitted to. Into that we need to get the primary key of both the connected entities. Admitted to is connecting ward and patient. These two primary keys are going to be included, PID as well as ward number. Then both are going to be included there. Mark them as a composite key. Then other is treat. That's going to be connecting patient and doctor. The primary keys are PID as well as the doctor number. Both are going to be the composite. Hurry. Then my mapping is done. But they said that if there are foreign keys, connect them and mark it. And how do you connect them? Here these are foreign keys, right? Then PID, D number, those things. Then join them. Still we have another joining. They have said that not list only the tables, right? Draw an arrow from the foreign key to the table it refers. From the foreign key. And this is going to be the primary key, no issue. Phone number, PID. This is the foreign key connecting into this. I'll use a red color, that's clear. This is a foreign key. Foreign key is this, referring to this. Then doctor number has no, ward number has no. Here we have PID and the ward number. This ward number is referred by this. This PID is referred by this PID. And I want to have a drawing here. How can I mark it? Using this. Okay. Then here we have DN, no doctor number. This is a foreign key referring to this. And this is referring to this doctor number. And this PID is still referring to this PID. Arrowhead should go to the referred place from the foreign key. That should be marked. So then mark that clearly in your exam question. Better to draw them with spaces and then arrange your arrows. Right. So then that's the ER diagram part for the question. Hope that it is fine. Right. Then we'll move on to the other part of the database question. This is completely made similar to the last year question. So still they have given a small ER diagram to be drawn at the first part, and then the normalization part. Right. Then consider the following enrollment table which contains details about students, courses they follow, the lectures who conduct those courses, the semester and the grades obtained. Right. This is a full table. In which normal form does the enrollment table exist? Now we need to go for the normalization. They ask what is the normal form of this. First of all, we need to have an idea. Student ID, repeats means 201, 201 repeating it. And we can't mark student ID as a primary key. Then student and student name, they are referring. Course is there, students are following courses. Course name, lecture, lecture name, semester and grade. Then identify the references, right? Dependencies. And we can say that student ID can determine student name. And since we are going for the grade, just like marks in our traditional table format, students are doing multiple courses and getting their marks. Fine. Student 01 doing this thing. Same student is doing some other course and getting the grade. Even the same course is done by different students and getting the grades. And what is the primary key? Student ID as well as the course ID. You must determine that. That is my primary key. Then once you determine the primary key, then you may identify the references. Then from here to there will be a dependency. Even if I know the course ID, I can go for the course name, C01 database. 02 can networking. Even from the course, we can determine the lecture, isn't that? 101 is L1, 101 is L1. Data networking is done by the same lecturer L2. This is done by L3. Even the lecturer name should be another dependency. A lecturer ID will determine the lecturer name. When you have the lecturer ID, L01 Pereira, L2 Silva, L3 can Fernando. So that's the ID will determine another. Semester may be full functional or partial, we don't know. Even we can say it is depending on the course or it can depending on both. Right? So hopefully a practical situation is a course is dedicated to a certain semester. So semester 1 courses ටිකක් තමයි මේ දේ. එහෙනම් in the university level, the course can determine what the semester it belongs to. No need to have the student. Semester එක depend වෙන්නේ course එක උඩ. And the grade is a full functional dependency. This is completely depending on both student as well as the course. May student may course එකට අන්න ඒකක් අරන් තියෙනවා. This student for the other course he has taken B+. And that's a full functional dependency. This is the only column where we have FFD. Then primary key is this. Then in which normal form does the environment table exist? Justify your answer. Then this has no non-atomic values. And this is in 1NF. Does it have partial dependencies? Yes. And is this in 2NF or not in 2NF? Not in 2NF, it's in 1NF only. And you have to say that in which normal form this is in 1NF. Justify your answer. Just writing 1NF will not give you marks, 2 marks. And what is justification? Come step by step, telling that no non-atomic values fields or attributes. Therefore, it is in 1NF. I just write it shortly. Therefore, it is in 1NF. Then I have to say that why it is not in 2NF. There are partial dependencies. Partial spelling wrong. There are partial dependencies. Then give few partial dependencies available. So we determine that course ID will determine course name. එකක් ලියව නම් ඇති ඉතින්. Therefore not in 2NF. ඕක තමයි description එක. හරිනේ. No non-atomic එක හන්ද එයා 1NF. Why not in 2NF? Since there are partial dependencies. ඔය ටික ඇති. Then explain how you would decompose the enrollment table to convert it into the next normal form. Then you are supposed to convert them in next normal form. Next normal form, you have to turn that into 2NF, removing the partial dependencies. How will you? I'll use this space, hopefully I can. then it would be something like this. When you convert them into the normal form, you have to rewrite the same table available. This is same table without the partial dependencies. And now my table name is enrollment. I'll write it, student ID is there. I may change the length of this to make it shorter. And then the other primary key is course ID, other column for the primary key. Then this is a partial dependency, remove it. This is a partial dependency, remove it. This is also a partial dependency, isn't that? From the course we can determine lecturer. Ekat partial ekak ne. To determine the lecture I don't want this, so I'll remove that as well. Even this is still only the grade has to be there. In this table only the grade is included. Harani? Now this has no partial dependencies. Now the dependencies should be added into some other tables. Then another table I may go for student. Now before that I'll go to the other one, course table. That is having the course details. Then going for one another table called as course. Then all the partial dependencies of course are going to be added. There we have course ID, the primary key, and then determine course name. Then we have the lecturer ID. After that, lecturer name. Then semester. Semester is also determined by the course name. Also, we need to go for the other one, the student. That's another partial dependency. That's going to be student table. Hurry. Student ID and student name. That's all. Student ID is going to be the primary key, and then go for student name. Right. Then once you convert them to the next normal form, there will be three tables creating enrollment, course and student. Then if you want to convert them into the third normal form, this course should also be determined further, broken further, split further. Right? Lecturer ID will determine lecturer name. Ekat ayin karana table ekata to make that into 3NF. But for the moment only 2NF is expected. Hari, consider the following item table. Onna katawa hari. Now we are moving into the next table item. Hari. Write down the output of the following SQL statement. Now still come up with some SQL handling. Right. What is that telling? That's easy. Select, write down the output. Select item name. Then of the table, we need to go for the item name. Then normally SQL outputs are releasing in the form of tables. Right. If it is a case, they want to display item name. Now I may list that item name column for the output. When they ask the output to be developed, prepare them as a table. That's good. Item name, then cost price, somewhere here. Cost price. That's all right. Coming in the form of a table. From the table item, where selling price minus cost price. Right. So then you see that there's a minus sign available. Selling price minus cost. Now, selling price is here, cost is here, we have to deduct them. We have to minus them, and that answer is more than 80. That's the point. Right? Now, we have to check that. Under the first row, 1002, 1100. It's going to be 100 as a difference. Is 100 more than 80 the? Yes. If so, this record is valid. And of that record, we have to go for the item number 1. Cost price is going to be this thing. That's one answer. Then the second record, the difference is going to be 50. Is 50 more than 80? No. And this is not coming into the answer. 88 minus 80, 20 going to be 60. Is 60 more than 80 the? 8th ne. Now this is going to be 200. 3500 minus 3300. 200 is more than. And of that, item number is going to be, now this item number is going to be 14 then, right? Earlier one is 11. Yes, earlier one is 11. This is going to be 14, fine. And then the cost price. Cost price is going to be of 1433 and 00. These decimal places should be there. The next one, 800, 700 is 100. Item name, right, not item number. Yes, thank you. This is going to be item name, not the number. Yes, thank you. Then that's going to be 1001 in the sense grocery. Ne? Then this is 3300 electronics. That's also wrong. Yes, item name is going to be rice. Ne? Okay, I'll use a different color, otherwise still I'll make a wrong. Okay, then hurry. This is rice. Then next one is radio. Then last one is 100. Torch is also fine. Ne? Then there the cost is there 1700. And this is the output of the specific SQL command. Very simple. Then write the required SQL statement to insert the following record into the item table. Now we have to go to the table. This is a table. We need to insert this record. Now in this record, first thing is you have to check whether it has how many columns, right? Then item number, there's a value, right? Then for item number, there's a value. Item category, there's a value. Item name, there's a category value. Then selling price and cost. Then all the fields have value. If so, should I mention the column names in my SQL statement? No need. Why? There are values in the insertion for all the columns in the table. So I don't want to mention the names of the column. Then if it is the case, what is going to be my SQL statement to insert this? Right? Right. I'll write it. That is insert into. Ne? Insert into. Then you have to write the table name. What is the table name? Item. Insert into item. Since I don't want to list the columns, I directly write that as values. Then within double quotes, I may list down the values. Item number goes as 16. Since it is going to be a string value, you must put them in double quotes. Then item category electronics, still double quotes is required, string value, electronics. Then after that item name, fan, still a string, double quotes are essential, double quotes natta lakunu nae. The entire marks is going wrong. Selling price is a float value, numeric value, no need to have double quotes. Eka double quotes තියන්න බෑ. And the other one 4000, still no need to have double quotes there. If there are quotes, that's wrong for the 4000 as well as the other numeric value. Right. Then this is the command to insert values. You can write them in the same line. Then write the SQL statement to display the item category, item name and the cost price of the items whose item name is not a fan. Very simple. Just a select command. Right. What is that? Select. We have to write the field names properly. Item category. Item category, then item name, and cost price, of the items whose item name is not a fan. And select these, then we have to go for the keyword from. What is the table name? Item. Then we have to go for the keyword where, mentioning the condition. Where, what is the condition? Item name. Where item name is not equal. What is a not equal operator in SQL? You can have two of them, this operator or else this operator. These both can be used in SQL. Python නම් උඩ එක විතරයි නේ. Right. Then not equal to fan. Then fan is going to be a string value. You must mention that with double quotes. So these small parts are very important. Double quotes. The operator has to be used properly. Right. Then that's the database level question. Right. So then this similar level question was there in 2024. Still we expect similar options in this time as well. ඔය paper එක ඔයගේ තියෙයි කියලා නිකන් හිතෙනවා. ER diagram එකක් අඳින්න දෙයි චූටි එකක් ලොකුවට සැරට නැතුව. ඔයගේ normalization කැලලකුයි SQL කැලලකුයි තියෙන්නේ. මේ වගේ codes මොනවා වේද කියලා හිතා ගන්න බෑ ටිකක් complex වෙයි. Be ready. So you must know normalization well, partial dependencies, transitive dependencies. ඔය හොඳට දැනගෙන ඉන්න. Sometimes this time they may give you a 2NF table to be transferred into 3NF. ඒ වගේ එකක් වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. This is not like that. එහෙම එකක් වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. So be careful about or be known about all those conversions in normalization. That's very important. Right. Then we'll move on to the other question, the Python structured level question. Very simple. Write down the replacement for the labels of the following Python code which has been written to find the sum of all odd numbers in a list. Right? Sum of odd numbers. How do you determine the odd number? The num modulo 2 not equal to 0. Ne? Okay, now odd hoyanne. If 7 is divided by 2, this is going to be 3. Odd value ne? 6, there will be a remainder. If it is an even number, remainder is going to be 0. So that's a remainder. Right? Now this is the list given. We need to go through all the values in the list and get the total of odd values. These are even. When odd is found, they are being added together. Very simple algorithm. Enang, this is a main program. We start it and we call find odd sum mylist. So mylist is the passing value, passed by reference. So then entire list is submitted. So then it is going to be with 4, 6, 24, 12 likewise. And on total initially going to be what? 0. To get the sum we need to make that value as 0. Then for I in B. So B would be this, the loop has to be gone through all the values. And B has to be my list, isn't that? Then we have to take each and every item into I, and we say that as B is my list. we check that in my list. Hari. Then if total is computed, we know how to get the total. Total is going to be the current total plus the I value. Then this is to check whether that value is odd. How do you check whether it's odd? The same thing. Now, what is the way of checking that? I is the item, modulo 2 not equal to 0. Isn't that? And in that manner, E is going to be a total plus I. Then C is going to be modulo 2. C is going to be modulo 2. Then D is going to be not equal to 0. Then print sum of the numbers is F. So F is going to be the sum, total. Sum of the numbers is total. Yes, F is going to be total. Then finally find the odd sum G. What is G then? This is a value passed by reference, then that's going to be the list, right? We have to pass list 1. So G is going to be list 1. So list 1 has to be passed into the function, then that is going to be called through this. Yes. Right. එහෙනම් ඔන්න ඔතනින් the specific question discussion is going to get over, and I have added another extra question for this. So that is regarding the database part. Another similar question has been added. You may do this, right? මේක කරන්න මේකේ ඔය normalization කැලලකුයි ඔය තව පොඩි කැලලකුත් තියෙනවා. So a similar level question, try that, but here I may not discuss it. You understand that the discussion goes for a long time. ඔක තමයි nature එක. හරි. And even in my side, it takes long time to prepare a question paper. The thing is, I can't just ask ChatGPT to prepare the questions. I'm using ChatGPT, okay. But whatever the questions they give are not compatible with our scope. Then once they are being given, sometimes the questions given by ChatGPT may not be perfect. I have to modify them, checking whether the answers are correct or wrong. And then this should be focused onto your paper. So a big work, right? So can't just make questions and giving you. Now on the other way around, now you people are ready for the paper, right? Therefore, it's very important to make questions focusing onto the papers. So then that's why it takes time to make it. Then I'll try my best to continue another paper as well regarding the other remaining sections. But I need your feedback. Right? No one said, I think, this is worth. If so, I'll demotivate. I'll be demotivated. Don't know what will happen. Right. Then it's your job. I did my job. So then, as I said earlier, so whatever you did or not, so then I'm covering my responsibility as much as possible, since my responsibility is to make my children ready for the A-level exam. So you were with me for 2 years, and there can be some new people as well. Whatever the thing, so as a teacher, my objective is to bring my students, bring A-level students into the best results as they can achieve. Right? So then your dedication is still important, as I told on the last session as well. So then work well during the remaining 3 weeks. තව පොඩි කාලයක් තියෙන්නේ. ඒ කාලේ හොඳටම ඇති. Why you have only ICT subject or little more of another subject. ඒතර ඔය කාලෙන් හොඳ ප්‍රයෝජන ගන්න පුතේ. මේ වෙලාවේ TV බලන්න, WhatsApp බලන්න, status බලන්න වෙලාව නාස්ති කරන්න එපා. You may have a leisure time, that's okay. හැබැයි out of the 24 hours of the day, at least use 18 hours. හරි? At least ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ time එකේ පොඩි වෙලාවක් අතෑරලා try to dedicate more hours, maybe 12 hours to 15 hours, if possible, if it can go for 18 hours. මෙන්න මෙච්චර වගේ වෙලාවක් if you can spend on ICT preparation, that may be your success to go for an A pass at the end. Especially for the people who are not in the proper level. Right? So if you, as I said on that day, if you are in the level of C, definitely you can go into this level if you dedicate on this. You have all the materials. Materials නෑ කියන්න බෑ. හරි. So at least if you search internet, there will be materials. You can get them from your teachers, even myself, and you may have the notes. Refer them, do the papers, do the questions, and improve your thing. කොච්චරයි වෙන්න ඕන. හරි. එහෙනම් බලමු මොකද වෙන්නේ කියලා. So then I'll prepare the next paper as much as quick as possible and share that with you to go for the next paper discussion based on your feedback. Okay, then I'll stop here without taking too much of time. Hope to see you on the next paper discussion as well, and good luck for your preparation continuously. Okay, good night then.